Hello, and welcome to Tabletalkers, the Conquest of Iron. Last time, for the last campaign these guys went through,
Fucking 3 months ago.
listen, I can't control how often the sessions happen.
We did other sessions, Ed. Well, you guys did other sessions. I got to do
I don't-
nothing.
I'm sorry,
Dylan, you and I are in the same boat right now. I don't have any other sessions with these guys.
that is not my fault.
But you have other sessions going with other people.
Okay. Whatever the case, following the request of one of their companions, the Band of Iron traveled north into Raktesh and came into conflict with the Bloodbreaker bandit clan, challenging them to a combat and, well, having a hell of a fight over leadership. The Band of Iron emerged victorious and took ownership of Bloodbreaker's bandit clan, forming them into a much larger but still the same name, Band of Iron. Some time for crafting and various other things have passed, and I'll take you now to the what'd you call it, Medina, the Fortress of Iron? Iron Keep? I don't remember.
Medina.
He's got a babble.
It was Iron Keep.
Iron Keep.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's got babble.
Which we now get to go and break down and have it no longer be the Iron Keep.
No, the fortress is
scrap
going to
pile.
stay there. And everything that isn't nailed down is coming with us.
The camera is yours. So if you guys have anything that you want to highlight over the last crafting time, get things started, we will do so. We talked. We did the necessary technical speak for how it is they want to do the things that they want done. So we shouldn't have to waste too much time on that whenever we get to it. It'll be
Woo!
nice.
I think I'm a little too new to the party to just walk up to a party member and have a random conversation. I also don't think the only one I would have a random conversation with is the one that doesn't like me because I made a joke that was in poor taste and he punched me in the back of the head.
What was that?
It's been
That
some
was
time,
Triquette.
and
Ah,
you guys have, nothing can happen until the crafting is done from all the dragon stuff that you guys wanted made. So you guys get all of your new stuff, and I think somebody was trying to inscribe a few things, but it's assumed that the time is after that. So you've spent enough time with these people to go talk to them.
Have you, Thaddeus, been having your fucking identity crisis this entire time?
No. I've sorted through this. Maybe. Potentially. Probably.
The fuck was your character's name again?
Jodak.
Jodak. Guess I'll just wander over to wherever the fuck he is. I don't know what the fuck else to do.
What time would it be? Approximately?
Fucking, I don't know.
Pertinent and important question to ask whenever people are talking to each other indoors. Let's say it's 2:15.
2:15. I would not be indoors. I would be on the battleship.
I don't think we're leaving yet.
So, doesn't mean I can't be on the battleship. I like
This
the
is his
battleship.
new toy. He will not leave his new toy.
That's fair. That's actually fair. Jodak.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
That's a
Did you
It's a
need
loaded
me for
question.
something?
I didn't necessarily need you for anything. I was gonna have a conversation. But I guess I'm doing well. being on a mortal plane.
Do you really not like it up here? I mean, weather's nice. If people are people.
Off in the distance, you can see a couple of the orcs having a rock, paper, scissors. One of them loses, punches the other one in the face, walks away.
I'm just gonna point at that. That's kind of normal.
As they're walking away, they notice a tooth on the ground, pick it up, put it in their pocket.
That's not as normal.
That's pretty normal.
For here, maybe. For there, home, not so much.
That's just normal, normal things. Those camaraderie.
I would have to say it is growing on me. As technically I am still immortal. Currently. So it is growing on me to live amongst other mortals. Though I have not seen any of my own kind yet. I don't think I will, probably. Around here, anyway. What are your, thoughts on this venture we're taking to Diakov?
My thoughts on it?
Getting involved in a war that really doesn't involve us. Or at least me.
Well, I originally signed up to come be a part of this war.
Oh.
So I guess I have my own reasons for being here. I can't really just run away. That would be annoying. Definitely wouldn't be able to, roam Diakov like I wish anymore.
Well,
either way,
I don't plan on going anywhere either at the moment. I still owe a debt that must be paid. Perhaps it'll come due with this war that we're venturing in on.
Am I anywhere near this little area at all?
You can be wherever you want to be.
Okay. And also there's the fact that if we don't do anything about it, it looks like this war is never going to end, because it's still ongoing. It looks like it'll still be ongoing however long it takes to get there.
I know it's probably not what you did, but just popping immediately into conversation, my mind immediately imagined you just popped your head out of a porthole nearby. Just
I very well might have.
Well...
wars are a great place to collect merits.
Wars are also a thing that happen on a free, constant basis.
Say again, James?
get the buzz.
God damn it, internet.
Now is not the time, serious D&D things.
God is striking you down for playing a demon. Because
God can
called upon him.
suck it.
You called upon him as a demon. So it's punishing you. You're saying, James?
I don't know if it's done or not.
Just try,
It's
just
done.
try.
The internet is dying.
Just try, man, just go. Power through.
Wars are liable to happen at any given point in time.
Very
and
true.
liable to not end for extended periods of time.
Also true. But wars can also be annoying. Really, to break down a production and various other things, is anything that Diakov usually goes about making is not currently being made because they're off doing other things. And also, that's an entire country that's just off limits unless you want to go and get involved with whatever's going on there.
Out of character, have I heard anything about, like, parts of why this fucking war started? Like, with the whole...
Well,
shit
let's
that
see
you had to
here.
deal with?
Unless you got anything from the party, you were summoned to a magic little island because somebody got themselves in some serious bad juju and went, I know what I can do, and then it didn't work.
I was mostly talking about over the 6 weeks.
If they would have shared, but
Would you have asked? I mean, we're planning to go over there, right?
Would
Probably
you
would've told you
even
about the
know
worm
the
stuff
in
at least.
fact it's goddamn
That's
infested
actually
with weird things?
that is actually my second question. I'm pretty sure.
Because I think you and I wouldn't know about that.
No, I think I was brought in before the main attack on the boss, but I don't know if I actually know how this all started. I'm not entirely sure. That was my second question.
I don't remember what they've told you. It's been a while.
Yeah, so
You know, there's some weird shit happening. Probably not kosher.
I guess that question just gets posed to Medina and Thaddeus if I would have gotten told why the war was even a thing.
I'm pretty sure Sebastian would have given the reason why.
He
Cool.
said a lot about saving his homeland, and then probably would have gone into why these worms are here and what we are doing in the Forbidden
All I
Zone.
needed to know was that I know about the fucking freaky ass worms.
Oh, yeah, he definitely would have said something about those since they were a threat.
Carry asses with you at all times.
Cool.
Acid
Cool.
counts as an element, right, Eric?
Yeah.
It does, doesn't
Yes.
it? Good. Thought so. Just-
Technically, the only two that don't count as elements are necrotic and radiant. Technically.
Wait, doesn't my acid already do acid damage? I could just kind of use da-da-da? Huh. Awesome. That's neat. Ignore me.
So still talking to Jodak with the random pop in of Ragnar, I think is his name.
Yeah. Ragnar.
So this war is unnatural in nature, correct?
Most likely. I don't believe I've heard of any creatures that act the way these do.
I've not heard of anything like that either, but then again, I lived my entire life in a place that doesn't have these problems.
They probably have their own entirely horrific problems of their own.
Lawyers.
Yeah. Fuck
Lawyers are a
man.
problem?
Fuck lawyers. Lawyers are evil.
Well, when you have two lawyers lawyering, yes. And then you exponentially grow that to 2 billion lawyers lawyering. Yes.
I can see where the problem comes in.
to give Jodak a little thing, you know, whenever a couple members that may or may not be in this current voice chat go off against one another, just that, except times a lot.
Have affinity where neither side can admit who's correct, because both sides are correct, and both sides are simultaneously wrong.
Friend, you should stop talking. The dig has been
Or if
made.
they're arguing for the exact same thing and just slightly different wording and think they're arguing against each other.
Dylan, they're talking about us.
Yep.
Lawyers.
I'm more.
Don't add fuel to their fire when they're talking about us, damn it.
However, not. It's amusing. Not like they're wrong.
Oh, fuck.
But not
So-
everyone needs to know how right we are. Sorry, continue.
And these creatures don't bother you?
I know.
Like, why?
They kind of
Oh,
do.
oh, not like that. But like, how do I put this?
Afraid?
Not afraid, no.
Tack?
Disturbed.
It is a disturbing nature, but the nature in which they are there. Because from what I understand, they aren't really
Natural.
doing what they're doing in Diakov anywhere else. At all.
I mean, that's just an intentional attack? Yes, it probably was.
Well, they're existing in. I think they originate from the Forbidden Zone, but we passed it on the way.
Yeah.
Over here.
I understand that aspect of it. I remember Vashner talking about that a little bit, but the point I'm getting at there is not like where they originate or whatever, but like all places, whether it's Diakov, Raktej, the other ones that I don't remember because I don't care enough, all of
Flatters.
them, all of them connect in some way, shape, or form to the Forbidden Zone. But only Diakov, and I mean only Diakov, has had this problem.
Yeah, sounds rather intentional. Wonder
Probably
why they wanted
someone
Diakov at
probably
war.
tried to smuggle something out the Forbidden Zone and lost control of it, or intentionally
That's nice.
planted it there.
Yes. I'd lean towards the second one, to be honest.
So, if we're going to go to the intentionally implanted something, what country would best have gained from doing that?
That
Besides
is a good
Raktesh, because I
question.
don't believe Raktesh has the capabilities of doing that. Sorry to whatever orc is around me.
Well, I'm fairly certain Attica could just steamroll Diakov flat out to begin with. Although they
Attica
could
would
go and
think
make it
so.
look as if they'd come out to help them and use the current situation to their advantage to make it so they could,
See,
steamroll them without problem.
that's
The
where I'm getting
elves,
at.
from what I've
Go ahead.
heard, aren't the elves the one who've been meddling to ensure that Diakov does not reunite? That's what I've heard elsewhere.
I don't know the politics of this place.
Eric
I
doesn't know
barely
where you got
understand the
that from.
politics of my home.
I don't know where that came from.
What's it? The one shot? With the flame
That
string? I'm pretty sure I've heard about you explicitly stating the elves have been doing this for a while. I'm pretty sure you'd said that was just been going on, so I'm figured it was common knowledge. Which
think
is why I
there
wasn't
was a
sure and
slightly
didn't say
different
they
saying.
are, as opposed to that's what I'd heard.
Hey, he could be speciesist against elves. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
They're just elves.
What wonderful people you are. But no. So there's the elves thing. I'm fairly certain it's not the gnomes, because
Well, if the gnomes have a problem,
bad
they're
for
going to throw
business.
money at something, and they could have thrown money at somebody to smuggle something into Diakov and have this
Well, true.
problem, so they could get the
But that's for the
mineral rights to Diakov itself.
Additionally, wars are rather profitable, so if it was
well,
Kinkelgrad,
depending on which one
then
it
they
is.
could earn quite a bit from, starting a war.
Point. Point. It was a very good point.
My
And from what I've understood about Kinkelgrad and their people,
They have no
they'll do
moral
whatever
issues
they
with it.
can to earn some
Make
money,
money.
earn the coin.
Indeed. They'd have no moral issues against it. There's a fair
But these
number
are
of
all
places
just
that
I
could
think
have
the only
speculations.
potentially done
one
it.
I think the only one we can currently rule out of being that downright diabolical, no pun intended, would be Raktesh. Because Raktesh does not seem the I'm gonna sneakily do something group. It seems the I'm gonna hit you in the face group.
Also,
Whether I win or
Okay.
lose.
I'll be honest, I somewhat doubt the capabilities of Raktesh to be able to do it,
Well,
period.
it's very similar to Diakov in the way that it's separated into multiple different kingdoms in one country.
Yes, except at least Diakov's lordships and everything, it seems to be a bit more long settled. Whereas this is
It
far
all
more
poses the
fluid
same-
situation.
From what I understand, it all poses the same problem. They're always constantly at war with each other.
Yes,
in the
except there's a
same
difference
manner.
in it's a level of civilization that gets built up over time. As here, it's all war bands, like we're the one we're standing at.
I personally appreciate the more savage nature of Raktesh. At least you know someone is going to hit you in the face. When it's more civilized, you don't know. Usually you just get stabbed in the back.
You're just being stared at with a deadpan stand. I'm sure you do. Regardless, I also doubt the homeland of the Fey creatures. Ugh. You
Talking
shudders.
about Celica.
Or a place.
Calica isn't that
Is
bad.
that Celica? I thought that
Just-
Celica was the elf.
It's
what's
halfling.
Calica is
No.
halflings.
Belanue
got-
is the elves.
Oh yeah. That's Celica.
What'd you do?
Which
Pull
has
up the
name with
fucking
distaste.
thing in the Discord so you could figure out the names.
No, James remembers.
No, but Dylan
I
does.
was playing. I
Maybe
was
you might
playing
want
it
to
off
fill out
that
the things.
Tadori
You can
didn't
look at the
remember.
name.
I was playing it off that Tadori didn't remember.
Yes.
He's not supposed to be from here.
Regardless. I rather doubt that they would have bothered. If it matters.
I mean, usually elves are. I know you're not talking about the elves, but usually elves are melodramatic and boring. So
Hence why they
I
might
doubt they
possibly
took
have done
care
this.
in doing anything. Fae are weird, so Fae may do Fae things and just be weird.
Does Vashner want to wander by? Because now it kind of sounds like they're just having a bunch of conversations, and I feel bad that you're not there.
Sorry,
Come
I was
on, Basher.
having a conversation.
Fair.
What was it? I missed it.
They're talking a lot. I didn't know if you wanted to wander by, just so you're
We're
not
talking-
outside of the conversation.
We've been talking about possible who might have possible motives for starting this whole war and who released the worms and such like.
Not just like the
what
war, because like
countries?
the war
And who
between
might-
dwarves is normal. It's the
Yeah.
it's the fact that the worms are there. Because the
And who
worms being
might,
there just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and who might benefit? What
Benefit.
countries might benefit from this situation?
Currently, it'd pretty much be any country wanting to take over, have the most power.
Well, that's yes,
That's a very blunt view of it, and not really
but
very nuanced.
like I said, we can rule out Raktesh for the sneaky aspect of it. Raktesh would not send something else to do something that they want. They would just do it themselves. Attica,
already
personally,
has enough power.
personally, Attica, Kengolgrad, and Salika are my top picks for doing this. Just because, maybe even if Attica had the ability to wipe the world from the face of the fucking planet just because they could, I don't think they would do that. I think they would go more, because humans are sneaky. Humans are fucky in that regard. They don't necessarily always go full frontal. Usually they like going behind your back and doing things that you don't think they've done, so they can come in and take the glory for it. That's how
also-
humans are.
And also another
we'd also
matter is
have
that
to
they could
find
very
the
well.
pers-
What? Go ahead.
Someone would have to have knowledge of where these creatures were.
It'd be very easy to have spied on us. It's been a while since this whole thing started.
Was
They
it
very
also,
well could be in the know already.
You guys are doing a
Was it also-
fantastic job, just kind of like wide brush recapping the adventure thus far, especially since you're heading back into main quest territory. Continue.
was it also not a human that was doing the whole thing with your previous party member?
Oh yes,
With-
definitely. He was part of the smuggling gang.
So, well, I don't know how you people work it, but that is telling to me. But then again, I'm weird of your ways.
Should also be telling with the some of the resources that they had. Like big
Salika would do it just because they're Fae and they're weird. Kingograb would do it because Diakov is a
Money.
moneymaker. Period. Finding a large ore vein of any kind would be a money-making prospect. Especially if it were gold, mithril, or adamantine. And Attica would do it just for the simple fact of wanting to take the credit of saving someplace to give themselves a better name and a show of force. Like, if they wanted to... How do I put this? Say they wanted to show what they are capable of with their brand new amazing ships that no one is supposed to know about. They just come in, wipe out all the worms, deal with the whole problem, and then say, hey, we are the best. That would be a motive for Attica.
Another way they could go about doing that is that by very easily just, oh look, they're having troubles. We come in with our hand of friendship, and we go and deal with these. Well, oh look, your leadership is so fractured. I guess we have to stay for a while to make sure it builds you back up, and then never leave. Just take over and make themselves look good. Oh, we did this out of the kindness of our hearts.
Why the fuck?
Oh.
Good reasonings, but the other question is the people who summon these things, more or less, do they know what they were doing Or are they at least something they have no control over?
I think they knew what they were doing in some regard because, again, Diakov is the only one that has been targeted like this. They are the only one.
Not spread.
Out of everywhere we've been, there has been nowhere else that was targeted in such a manner.
It is rather telling.
And Diakov is very capable of being taken over because of how fractured it is. I think the best bet for us to do is to go there, which we are obviously doing, yes I know, but it's best if we do go there and your people take over. Like your family, Bashnir. If it's going to happen, best to be us that does it.
Didn't you already mention wanting to go and reunite your kingdoms anyway?
Yeah, it's supposed to be more of a mutual thing and not complete takeover.
What could be more mutual than saving each other from mutual destruction?
Joining
And of course, the
together
others
to stop
could
an
remain lords
unstoppable
of their
enemy.
own lands,
Ah,
as long as they swear loyalty to you.
your people work off of clans, correct, Vashnir? Some weird kind of clan system.
More or less.
Right. Are you allied with any other clans? Like, is your clan allied with other clans?
Yeah, currently are we?
Uh, you have some, but with this large-scale conflict happening and the position your father has taken, there is significantly more now than there were before. Like, exponentially.
We do have a. Okay. We do have more allies at the moment, yes.
Who is your biggest, like, opposition aside from those being taken over by the slugs?
There really wasn't one. It was more just a everybody has their own little whatever. And if and when anybody was just like, I want that, they would go do it. You didn't have like a family rival. You guys were too new. There weren't any like big old grudges against you guys.
It's just squabbles, pretty much.
Okay. Well, that takes that theory out. Fuck. So your family has a large portion of allies that probably can't be depended on because they are mainly there to fight the worms, slugs, brain eaters, I don't care.
Speaking of that, since the slugs, whenever someone is infected by the slugs, they are, you know, taken control of. They still function more or less the same as they used to. Could it
Yes.
be an intentional plot by someone to, I don't know, unify the nation?
In a disgusting manner, maybe.
Because
That's
unification is unification. It just depends on how you plan to go about it,
but
whether it's through
unification
peace
under a
talks or
hive
by
mind.
destroying them.
You would assume that there'd be someone who's planning to then go further out after unifying the one country. And someone with that morals such as those who's capable of that would not be satisfied with one country.
Once they unify one country, they can just use the arms and materials they collect there
I
to
think, yeah.
take over the
Take
other
the others,
countries.
exactly.
I think what he's mentioning there is Diakov as a test to see how well it works.
Indeed.
But then they have to figure out how to control the hive mind, which didn't you kill it? Or at least cause it
Yeah,
severe issue.
I suppose you could say we corrupted it,
That
more or less.
that's a weird way of phrasing that, but I'll accept it.
Corrupted isn't
Um,
a good word, but it's the best description I have.
hmm.
Essentially, we
Cut
broke
off the
down their
connection.
hive mind. That's a good way of phrasing it.
It becomes the thing that we are currently in opposition to whoever the mastermind is that brought this to Diakov. Whether they brought it to Diakov for the reason of taking over Diakov or unifying Diakov or whatever the hell, they did this for a reason. You cannot rule out Diakov itself for doing this, by the way. Because you have the clan-based system, every clan has their own motives. And every
Indeed.
single one of them could have potentially, or any single one of them could have potentially infiltrated with this entity to try to unify Diakov under them by taking control of the entity. And then it just got out of hand. But personally, just from what I understand of how you dwarves work, I don't suspect that as an option. Or if it is, it wasn't because they thought of it as the option. It was because it was an option handed to them by somebody else.
So manipulation. Patsies.
Exactly. It was a play from some other country or some other organization. It doesn't even have to be a country, but some other organization that wanted this to happen.
Very well could have
But
just
anyway,
been a single individual.
I think the best way to do this would not necessarily, and this is Devashnir, well, everybody else is there, but this is mostly Devashnir. I think the best way to do this is to prove this show of force, use this show of force as a way of saying we are best suited to take over and then take over, and whoever opposes you either gets trampled underfoot or thrown away in some regard. Because if you're not unified, you're going to fall, and the rest of the dwarves will follow. Because from what I understand, your family currently is the strongest. So,
Maybe we could use that to persuade them, at least.
if you complete this mission, your family will have every right to take that crown, I will say.
Also, by the fact that you've proven that you can defend your country, you'll also prove that you're worthy of gaining their loyalty.
Now, obviously, some people will
Object.
reject and object to that notion, but again, you just show of force, tell them to bring it. If you think you can do better, prove it.
Also, you have will have a large army, even afterwards, who've all sworn loyalty to you.
Oh, many of them are probably going to die.
Ah, yes, but I'm sure we'll be able to gain others. After all, by claiming more and more land from during the conquest, we'll be able to unite our forces with others.
So long
Who,
as they're not
if
slug-ridden, possibly.
well, yes, if they were all slug-ridden, the war would already be over. Thus, there are forces still there.
No, absolutely.
Regardless, so we can unify our forces with the forces already there and take control. Yes? So it would not just be our forces eternally whittled down, as we'd be able to. Oh, what's the word? Renew our forces, gain more.
Just as a general statement, no matter how it happens, that how the takeover happens, if you want your people to survive this ordeal, I believe the only way for you to do that is to take over and figure out who the hells was behind this in at all.
Did you
And
not
by
have some
figuring that
friends who
out,
were figuring that on that?
I don't know.
Fashner? Fashner?
I believe we have someone looking into it.
Oh yes, have they made any progress?
If Kieran was around still, he would probably be looking into that a lot. Just FYI to Eric. because he would know better than anyone that this is not fun.
From the safety of Rock Hollow Keep? Or
That's
Didn't he go
where
back to like level 1?
No, well, he technically gained all the levels he was in Fighter.
I have no idea at all. Been a while.
because just saying, if you're saying you want your other character to go be playing Spy, that puts them in danger. But you could possibly get something out of them.
He's more the researcher type, so he's helping out the lizard lady, if she's still around.
So, from the safety of the keep.
Yes, he's
Okay.
not leaving his family again. No. He is not the spy type. That is not his area of expertise at all.
He's now a researcher. Went for a fighter
Head
to a
of science
researcher.
division, of course.
Did you say he would be helping some lizard lady? Wouldn't she be the head?
I don't know.
Wait.
I don't know how it works.
You're a
I'm not
demon. You
here
don't have a
anymore.
clue at all. We're talking about meta. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I got lost track of what
that
we're
was
doing.
James talking to Eric about what Kieran
Yeah.
would be doing, because Kieran is technically still alive, and we're going to see him again soon.
Maybe. If he doesn't
Probably.
get attacked.
But as Demon Man, Devil, technically, but anyway, it's beneficial to all parties involved for you again, like I said, your family to take over if your people are to survive this conflict. And then afterwards, we figure out who the fuck, because my brain stopped working, is doing this. Whether it was your people, or a proxy to your people, or just other people in general, and however they did it, and whoever the fuck is doing it, does not matter at this stage. Theory crafting is theory crafting. You can sit here for the rest of your life speculating on who the hell did this and why.
They've done a fair number of damage to Diakov, and they should be suitably chastised.
This
I'll give them a chance to pledge your allegiance after this quest is over.
this
I will
situation
challenge their king myself.
this situation is strange, to say the least. But whoever is behind this knew what they were doing. They knew what was going to happen, how it was going to work. They knew full well. So,
And were they not continuing to obtain more of these powder and creatures whenever we first went in?
I don't believe that individual was the one who did what's happening to Diakov at all. I do not believe he and his organization had anything to do with it.
What?
Actually, it had a lot to do with it.
They did?
Yeah, they're bringing out.
There's
They're
mostly
the ones
gas,
bringing the creatures out.
Probably.
Well, bringing the creatures out, they brought the creatures out everywhere. But only Diakov is suffering like this. They harvested the creatures and brought them to everywhere, but only Diakov is suffering.
They have to begin the plans somewhere, right?
I suppose,
If
but
they wouldn't begin in Attica, because Attica would just take down real quick. In Vectesh, you never know. They might kill all the infected before they can actually, get up and running and start a war. Same with most other countries, actually.
well,
Acknowledge it.
Kanglograd, yeah. If you start, what happened as soon as it started in Diakov? every other clan went against the slugs and they're now about to be annihilated because we're about to show up with a whole
The
new
only-
army.
Realistically, the only country that would, be better to start an infection would be Kingograd,
Kingograd.
which they didn't start in Kingograd, which means the
Exactly.
organization that started this is probably based in Kingograd. And they
Or at
wouldn't
least
want to
has
take over
connection or
or
ties
destroy
to
their
it.
own. Yeah, they wouldn't want to destroy their own country or destroy their organization accidentally, especially if this thing isn't completely under their control.
Which it obviously isn't. And damn sure
Nice.
isn't now doing because of what you've done with, I think his name was Kieran. It would damn sure not be under their control now. If it at all was possible before. But at any rate, I think it best if we get the hell moving toward, because it's going to take us a while to get there. I think it best that we start moving toward Diakov as soon as possible. Take everything
Also,
we
out of
have
character,
and
it's already
just
9:30.
beat the shit out of them.
I don't plan on you guys doing a lot this session. You're probably just going to talk and then get to Nightbringer and then you're going to talk again.
Yeah.
Proper startup is probably going to be next time because that's going to be troop movements, positioning, and just a little different game entirely that doesn't really fit in the framework of D&D that we're going to make work the best we can.
Real-time strategy.
Hey, RTS games are fun. Okay.
Hey,
They are.
fucking Total War Warhammer 2 is amazing.
And I'm pretty sure you guys can enjoy this even if it's very simplistic.
Yeah. Bro, I enjoy anything you make.
You stop this.
Is there a reason behind, going to Diakov to settle this? Is the organization still exists and they're still out there? Nothing's stopping them from
Doing it
starting
again?
up again.
Exactly. But then we'll find them and catch them in the act.
I'd argue that you guys unsettling the Forbidden Zone might make this very difficult to replicate.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that
Unsettling
too.
the Forbidden Zone?
That's
What?
Kieran put a virus in one of the main fucking hive things that now makes it attacking
yeah,
each other
unsettling-
hive.
Yeah, unsettling the. Yeah.
That was his entire story.
You made the red xenomorphs, but green.
Yeah.
Pretty fun.
So this is going to be
In
extremely
that case,
hard to
it might be a
replicate.
better use of our time to find and get rid of that organization first, assuming it exists.
Personally, I
In
think
that case, we could stop
fixing-
future infections and then circle back and destroy everything in Diakov and not have to worry about it again.
right. How best to catch a thief
Then to send a
is
thief?
to put
And to
is
sneak
to
into their
put-
own home.
No. How best to catch a thief
Surprise!
is to put something they want. The best way to catch a thief is to put something they want in a very easily accessible area for them to steal it, and then catch them in the act stealing it. If you put a nice shiny piece of bait on a line, the fish is more than likely going to bite the line instead of just a shiny hook being in the water.
Unless if you make it the trap too obvious. Is there sentient beings?
Yes, I know, but the point stands.
Oh, the point stands
Forgive me,
indeed.
but I'm not exactly understanding what you're referring to.
Bait the trap
That is just
bait the trap for the organization.
How? With what? We don't know what they want.
If we
leave
take
them a weakened
over,
country so
if
that
we
they can
take
come back
over
and start again.
Diakov with this massive fucking army from Raktesh. Raktesh has been left weakened because we've taken this massive warband that is the biggest warband in the entirety of Raktesh.
No.
No.
No?
No.
I thought it was.
No. Raktesh
Oh.
has a capital.
Yes.
This is not
Oh.
there.
I don't know. I thought from what I understood, that's what it was. Anyway,
In the region,
One
absolutely.
of the biggest, then. I don't know. We're weakening Raktesh to some degree with the removal of this warband. Attica is out of the fucking question. Kingograd is quite possibly where it's located. And Salika is, well, Salika.
No one
I
wants
doubt
to
it
do
I
would
with
really
pity
that.
the idiot that goes out to Salika.
I doubt it would really matter if one of the fucking worms appeared in Salika, because I think they would just do the same thing that is already happening in Salika.
I don't think anyone would notice.
I don't
think it
either.
would
Just at the bar. Me.
Hey, what?
Just one of them at a bar. Me. Me.
But you're the only real way, because we only can speculate that Kingograd or whatever is behind this, or that the organization is based in Kingograd or Attica or anywhere else. We can only speculate. We don't know. In the time it takes us to find this organization, Diakov may more than likely be overwhelmed and or destroyed, or what they want to have happened would have happened by the time it takes us to find this organization. Unless you have some brilliant and random idea about the exact nature of this organization that we don't know about.
Isn't that why we are going with the army to go and stop this from happening? And there's another group going off that he said to go and find these people? They believe some people were?
I was under the impression we were just going to take care of Diakov.
Indeed.
So
We're going to go take care of Diakov, and there's another group already. They are looking for.
I think
Who are
Rose
these
did. I
idiots
didn't
again?
ask.
to answer your question, I do have a little bit of information regarding this. So
This specifically.
about
The group?
90% sure they're stationed in Diagolf, and I may or may not have their location.
Interesting.
The organization is stationed in Diakov?
Not Diagolf. I meant Kingograd. That was
There
bad
you
as fuck
go.
up. Yep,
There you
Kingograd.
go.
I went and talked to an old friend of ours
Who was that?
and
Since you've been
happened to
here all
get
day.
not today. This was before, a little while ago.
When? We've been
Sometime during the
Don't
crafting time.
Don't
Sometime
question
during
the
the
spy
crafting
master.
time, 'cause I don't craft.
Don't question the spy master.
This is right before our
He might have you
warband
assassinated.
walks off. So
I know. Just giving you a hard time, Thaddeus.
yeah, I know you're making things more difficult for me.
He's gonna have a
my
big,
job.
strong orc person toss you off a skyship.
That's how you truly assassinate someone.
Splat.
So I just so happened to ask for some, information.
And he
Regarding,
just so happened to know.
Not no, I
Very-
asked.
Very convenient.
They probably have their own ways of finding out information. They're kind of weird. I don't understand how they operate.
Who was this friend?
I don't know their name.
You're being
They-
mean.
Kind of presented
Funny.
himself as a sort of
Information
therapist.
broker. Oh, the therapist lady? Salka? scary one?
The scary therapist lady.
What?
Say no more. Don't ask.
You weren't. That was before we went to pick you up off your island. Of course.
Don't ask.
Wasn't my island.
It's your island now.
person
You're the
living
only
on the
inhabitant.
island.
It's yours.
Probably.
So it's your island. It belongs to you now.
No,
It's yours until the end of time.
belongs to that dead man who's still there.
Nay, he be dead. It's
Hey.
yours now.
He died, so this is your inheritance.
But that is not how inheritance works. As a lawyer, that's just not how that works.
Yeah, right of
Lawyer?
conquest.
You signed the
You might
contract
want to,
with-
however, get back on.
like,
You're a lawyer?
Technically.
Evil bastard?
most devils are lawyers, aren't they?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Evil bastard.
Jeez.
Choo choo.
Away with you.
Yes.
And Ragnar wanders off after hearing that one of the people's a lawyer. Yeah.
Maybe don't go too far. People are still talking about possibly important things. Choo choo, train of thought, get back on track.
Very well. Come on.
One of the associates we met kind of messed with me a bit. So I talked about him and asked who he was. It led to some interesting information
Out of
regarding
character,
smuggling.
wasn't that hag a female?
I wasn't talking about her when I said
Oh,
messed
okay.
with me.
Okay.
It was a different person.
Okay. Never mind.
So I
Pardon
asked for information about this guy, and it happened to lead to the smuggling ring. Talking about smuggling
Okay.
things from the Forbidden Zone to Diakov, specifically to start a war. Well, she probably went to Kingograd. That's where she said to was stationed, probably.
Well, that's good information and all.
What's the name of their organization? And why don't I know it? Why can't I remember it?
Eric,
Because it
Organization names probably aren't important.
wasn't really given.
okay.
That's why I don't remember it. Cool. Do I
So,
know it?
No.
Cool.
so
Um,
we don't have a name. We have a possible location and a possible motive.
it depends on how much you want to believe her information.
You do have a face, man.
That's why I said possible.
Considering who she is and her ways and how Salika is, the information's probably correct.
Smoke.
I'm gonna keep my word possible. Right now we
I
have
would say there's a 98% chance that it is correct,
but it's still got that 2% chance.
which is irrelevant at this point.
No, it would be irrelevant if it was less than 1. But anyway, I think we go with the guaranteed threat.
That's not a real
Which-
guarantee.
The
There's
guaranteed
no
threat.
guarantee that they'll
to-
take the bait and attack somewhere else again.
Well,
you might
if
be
you
wise
well,
enough
if
not
you
to.
know where
Stay
the
hiding for a couple years.
if you know where the problem is in general, we can just go there afterward.
Who's to say we have enough forces to deal with them afterwards?
We'll get more. And we
From
probably won't be
where?
taking an entire force to go deal with the problem anyway, because it's probably to do a smaller, better force of dealing with it, because small forces are easy to fucking get in and out of places.
But,
And we have a
Nice.
ship that can
I
blow up
believe-
things.
let's take care of the armies rampaging throughout the country first, okay?
And speaking of that, sorry for being quiet. Sooner or later, we will start imposing a threat. The more we, as you say, conquer,
Indeed.
Yes.
and then, as you were saying earlier, others might appear to try to be the saviors.
Yes.
We're probably
Very
aren't the
well.
only ones thinking of this. So the
We
larger
very
we
well could
grow,
Hmm?
other nations may see us as those so-called saviors.
Yes.
They could also see
That
you as
becomes a problem.
instigators.
Or we could
That
very well
too.
just be the bait ourselves by ignoring them enough and kind of trouble that they come to deal with us themselves.
That as well. But all of
What
that
I'm
is...
getting at is
Go ahead.
solving one issue may cause others.
Well, you still have to
Yeah,
solve the
we
issue
will-
anyways.
That's exactly solve the issue, but larger army grows, what we see by other threats, and seeing how we are taking over, the other nations may all band together and fight against us. rather not have that. Or that might be the plan in the end, to see who becomes masses the most. And one big bad one ensues, leaves everybody weak, and we start all over again.
Well, I'd say
The
it's still
issue
rather irrelevant, as it must still be dealt with regardless.
the issue
Yes.
with what you're wording there is all of the other nations will go against you.
They would
You're
have to.
assuming no, you're assuming that they're going to go against you based off the fact that you took over your own country. You're assuming they're going to go against you. If you're a peaceful kingdom, because you are in control and everything I have noticed of you is peaceful in nature and only fighting when you absolutely have to, most countries, especially the older ones like Belanue, will sit there and go, maybe we shouldn't really mess with them because they're not messing with us. And Kingograd won't see profit in it because they're not militant. The only ones you'll really have to worry about there would be Attica. Now, yes, Attica is a massive fucking threat, from what I understand, because they have ships like this, and he gestures at the one he's currently standing on.
In other
But-
words, it'd be very hard for us to be taken as a threat by them.
But I doubt Attica's going to sit there and go, oh, they're a threat, when they have this!
Indeed.
They may. If they're watching the war effort,
Doubtful.
then they might come attack us because we stole their ships.
Well,
Or they might
or
see that
we'll
we're
end up having to
uniting
work for them.
Diakov and Bakhtesh, which would be a threat to them.
Or we'll
Potential.
end up having to work for them, because if this lowly little warband could take over their ships, I mean, come on.
Then they would try to wipe out the warband, or
Can we reverse engineer the ships to
hire
make,
them.
for your
I
country
doubt
to make
that.
more? Diakov, as in Diakov, or fashioning as people, reverse engineer them.
That would take a long period of time that I don't think we have time for.
I meant in general.
The official
Yeah,
answer on that
exactly for
is with great effort and time.
Yeah,
Not within
So,
my
I mean,
lifetime.
There's
David
two
might
technically
take
advanced.
exception to the fact that we have the means to. I'm not talking about the warband. I'm talking about more of fashioning and his people, actually,
Okay. Just
country-wise.
I'll give you
Can we
something here.
reverse engineer?
Those of you who are curious as to exactly how a warband managed to keep a hold of something of this caliber may make an insight check, and I might give you a idea. I like having insight
Yeah.
be random, like dots, epiphanies.
Where's
Okay.
insight? There's
Wisdom.
insight.
Oh dear. Hee. I'll do that.
23.
Natural 20 for 27.
I like that.
Nice.
27 is a good number.
Throw
By
that.
far better than yesterday.
27
I
plus
had only
natural
nat one and
20.
2 twos.
Yeah, he's also got
Double
the same
27.
Yes, double 27.
Jesus Christ. All right. So I'll say this. As you're discussing this concept and you're thinking about it, if this was the newest generation of it, and you guys are right next to Attica, A, they'd know about it, and B, they take it back.
They're old.
So it must be old.
Outdated.
Very. So much so that they don't care about it anymore.
And if you guys have outdated equipment, they may not feel the need to take it from you so much.
Good for us then.
May still charge us for it, though.
Ah! Of course they would.
Of course, not in money, because Attica doesn't deal with money too often, as far as I'm aware.
Correct?
Isn't that Salica?
Also correct.
Attica's the same.
Different way, though.
Ugh.
Attica, you just kind of do what you want if you're a citizen. If you want to do something, you're allowed to do it.
But are the
Whereas
communists?
Salica, they trade
Socialists or
with.
something? Eric? Hello?
Probably somewhere along some line somewhere.
Okay, makes sense.
Salica, you trade in favors, essentially.
Basically.
I thought it was Salica.
Salika's
talking about
barter
Attica.
system, or like do this thing. Attica is everything that we're doing is in service to the Empire in one way, form, facet, or another, even if it is the arts.
Yeah.
As such, the Empire provides.
Yeah, okay, so like, yeah. Type of communism. Okay, yeah. It's an sustainable way of economy. Well,
Let's
how
not.
do they interact? What?
We're not going down this ship tonight. I have heard, and I made a comment about it earlier. I don't want that on stream. I don't want that in my D&D run now, man.
Okay, then very well. Let's go and ignore it and all, and pretend you didn't say anything. Okay, continue.
No. The fact that they do that's fine. I just don't want like discussion on the validity or this, that, the other.
I don't really give a shit about the validity. I was just more curious about how actual interaction. Because I don't really care about how valid it is so much as, okay, it does this. Okay, good to know. Mechanic.
Yeah, mechanically over there, it's just basically be a citizen, do stuff.
Yeah,
Jodak.
that's what I was saying. Yeah, it's fine. Let's move.
Jodak, you have information through questionable sources.
Therapy Hag is hurt by this statement.
Therapy Hag really
Through
took a liking
extremely
to me.
questionable sources
And crap.
of a possible theoretical location of this organization.
Most probable location of the organization.
Is that the head of the organization, or is it just an outpost?
You 100% have your frontman name there, Thaddeus.
Oh, so I do know his name.
Yes, this was...
I just need to pull up my little notepad so I can look at it and make sure I know what I'm talking about. I'm not being dumb.
Oh my god, he's using his brain. Everybody run, it might explode.
You can hear it just steaming and whistling.
No, that's my brain when I use mine. Mine's the one that makes all the noise.
If it wasn't, if it wasn't, this is the most probable location for this
Spit your
organization.
words out.
I'm trying to
Not
think
all
of how
of
to
us.
word this in a good way. We've had experiences with the hags, and they're kind of odd, to say the least.
Yes, but
They're
is it an
reliable.
outpost? Is it an outpost, or is it the head of the organization?
You might not know.
Probably their headquarters.
Probably. I
In
don't like
that.
the probably.
I say probably. She said definitely.
That's
I'm always leaving.
What do you want from him? He's giving the best interpretation he can here.
You never know when something might go wrong. They might have packed up and moved. They might have.
yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
There's many things. You need to leave a little bit of wiggle room just in case something does not go to plan.
Yes,
Hence,
I
this is
understand.
most likely their headquarters. She even gave
Well,
me the
probably
name of their leader. Something Filbert, I think.
That can happen later. I guess in actuality it's all on you, Vashnir. Are we going after the organization or are we going after Tiakov? Because apparently we have the location of the exact organization.
Or you could pass it on to the people who are investigating that as well and leave us to go and attack.
Are you talking about the other party members that are supposed to be a part of this and have never shown up once? That Vashnir randomly ran off to help at some point?
Yes, that Vashner just mentioned like 5 minutes ago.
You mean the group that's actively a part of this organization? Or
Yeah,
at least
that.
I
working
know,
for
we
them?
don't know this.
You don't know that.
Okay? We don't know
No,
this.
we don't.
That's why I'm saying. So again, I'm just going to pass this on to them. Because it's stuff in their wheelhouse.
Would you know of them?
Yes, it was
Personally-
just mentioned.
Personally,
I asked
Alright.
if you had anyone looking into this. He
personally,
said yes.
I am not one for passing the buck. If I have a problem, I'm going to deal with it myself.
We have a bigger problem of a giant army trying to take over the country.
And we
Let's deal with
can
that
deal
first.
with both. It's just a matter of which one are we dealing with first.
The army overtaking the country.
The army or the army's leaders?
I should take over the fucking army first.
I think that's a little option A, little option B. That's the same answer.
Exactly.
Y'all wonder why I pushed to have this conversation so many goddamn days.
But Vashnir is final say, no matter what we have to say.
Indeed. Vasnir is the quote-unquote leader here.
He lives in the hot seat.
Where he decides to go is where we will go.
I do owe you a life debt, so no matter what you decide, even if it's against what I agree with, I will follow.
How about we all shut up and let him make his decision? Well, Vashnir?
Why are you so cold?
Jesus.
What is the distance from both areas from here?
One
Okay.
is in Kingelgrad, the other is in Diakov.
Where you guys
I mean,
currently
like-
are,
Travel-wise.
yeah, where you guys currently are, in order to get to Kingelgrad, you're going to have to either go through Diakov or go the same way you guys got to Raktesh, which is
Boat.
south, Salika, over water, back into it, into Belanue, and then Kingelgrad.
Ugh.
So it's a straightforward line or up around the ass?
Straight line is through Diakov. The other one
Where
will
the
take
army
a
is.
very long time if you try to move all of your troops.
I gotta go through Diakov anyway. We'll deal with their forces there, and then if that is their main base, they
Keep
should still be
marching
in
forward and wipe
Kingelgrad.
them out there, right?
Yes.
Well, I think a decision's been made. Wipe out what's in Diakov and then wipe them out completely.
Any objections?
That they remain where they are.
That's an
Well, if
excellent,
anything,
excellent
if their base
combination
is
of
still there, we might be able
hyperviolence and confidence that I'm seeing here.
If their base is in Kingelgrad, we should be able to find at least some evidence of them.
Not necessarily.
And
We
if they have
went to
moved,
that guy's
you can
bunker,
just talk
and
to
there was
your
no
contact
evidence.
again.
Well, there were a bunch of bodies that
Yes,
you
there
set
was
on
a
fire.
lot of bodies.
We still have to get there in the first place.
Either way, it's going to... The quickest route, from what I am understanding here, because your map is weird, the quickest route, from what I'm understanding right now, is going through Diakov anyway. Are we just supposed to sit here and go, we're not going to do anything in the conflict along the way?
At least we can weaken them if that is. If anything.
Also, I imagine Kingelgrad would object if he brought an army with us.
Who gives a shit?
Probably would
what
charge
Kingelgrad
us
is?
like an arm and a leg.
Well, mechanically, that would be, hey, this looks like an attack from what could be a nation due to how, Diakov does its things.
Aye.
Coalition, which is the council, which is why people aren't actively at war with each other. We'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, hey, the fuck you doing?
Dealing with an organization hurting our people, who is just currently based in Kingelgrad.
That sounds...
Fabrication.
No, it's okay. We're just dealing with one guy here.
Which is why I said we're not taking the army with us when we go deal with the organization. Because that's a problem.
That just looks bad.
No,
Cause more
it's
problems
just a
than
problem.
unsolved.
Fuck looking bad, it's just a problem.
Like,
I
mechanically
may
and...
be a lawyer, but I don't want a lawyer.
Well, mechanically and how people, know the things. That's how they go, oh, that's a problem. Tell the people with the biggest guns. Hey, that's a problem. Okay, sure. And then suddenly you guys have a skyship bearing down upon you.
Yep.
Are there any welcome shots or blasts or whatever on the battleship?
What?
What?
Ways to signal that you're friendly?
It might not Might not carry the best. But anything else you guys want to do at your keep before it is gutted as much as you can and you set a lot of people to march a lot of miles?
I got nothing.
I'll be fine. I'll be in the sky ship. I don't have to walk. We've had to.
Like, even if you guys rotate what, like, divisions are walking at a time, there's still going to be a lot of walking.
Just move them all at the same fucking time. Take naps every night, and then just fucking go from there. It's gonna take the same amount of fucking time, no matter if you fucking rotate and fucking plop.
No, they're just like, for the distance marching on foot, that'll ruin people.
Yeah.
So some of them are going to have to cycle off to, like, ride for a while.
Yeah, but that's obvious shit that just has to happen. A week's worth of marching with this group, and then you swap some out for another week's worth of marching, and then you swap some out for another week's worth of march. That's just something that has to happen. That's just standard shit. And we have 3,000 troops, and 1,500 of them can be on the ships.
No, not if you're taking a lot of your supplies.
Oh, okay. So
and the wyverns.
Yeah. As long as we don't do a super hard march, it shouldn't be too bad.
It's not really a time limit for this, is there? Except before the war
people dying
escalates.
The only time limit is how many people do we want to die before we get there.
I'm fairly certain that the war in Diakov is honestly more of a what's it? A Schrodinger's war. The state of it doesn't. Yes, as in like Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You have always been at war with Europa.
Yeah.
You have always been at war with Oceania.
Yep. It doesn't really can't really see anything until we go and get over there and see how good or bad it's going. But it's just kind of, oh yeah, you're fine.
Pretty much, yeah, let's just fend them off until we get there.
Well, we're making our way there, so it doesn't matter.
All right, Vashner, do you want to address the troops? And then I can do mechanics.
Alright. Alright, man. We're gonna take everything we can, and whatever we can't, will be left. Going to Diakov.
Diakov, yay.
Be ready, there will be a fight as soon as we get there.
Will it? Oh, okay. What?
More than likely.
Hopefully not. You're heading right to your old, like, the places you captured and have yet to have to defend. That's it. If that's when the attack comes, the attacker is the most unlucky in the history of all attackers. All right. Time to take him down. A token force has been holding the region. We're going to go take it out.
Giant army pops out of nowhere. Hello.
Where the fuck? Why? Alright. So, they are going to go get everything that they can actually move. And they're going to get it all loaded up into one of your transport ships as much as possible. The wyvern tenders are going to tend wyverns and get them in their spots that they need to be. Various companies are going to, like, trade out who gets to be riding along and win, just so that they don't, you know, die on their feet.
I'll probably be on the ground with the men.
So there are 4 total ships here. Do you have a specific commander of each one that's going to be in it the entire time? Because these are your most important tools. And I really don't think that there's any argument against that. Aside from maybe saying your main, but that's too many.
I know I had like 2 orcs that were underneath me. One was Tiny, I think the other one was Timmy.
Okay.
Like that, Tiny and Tim.
I like that. Where are the PCs going, I think is what I should ask. First.
Nothing in the battleship.
That's up to them.
Ram gold.
They'll have at least one or two of them on each of the ships. The ones that my orc commander's on, PC character can go there.
And also, for all extents and purposes, Trinket has now been like added into these units. He exists. You know, you can specifically seek him out, but just do what you will.
He'll be the one with the at least. I'm pretty sure at least one of the ships have like a sort of med bay area.
Medics.
Okay, so honestly, with the medical equipment, you might be able to cordon that off into the like supply ship.
And that's where Turncat will be.
Just gonna box them up and put them
Do
in
we
its
not have
storage.
wagons?
You have some.
Can we not?
Turncat used a shield, correct?
More?
Well, you can, but let's be real here. People are just gonna try to take them, and I don't think Veshnir wants that.
Turncat, he used a shield, right?
Yeah.
Turncat used a shield, correct?
Yeah.
He just didn't. Did he wear armor or no? He didn't wear armor.
He had armor. Get armor.
If he didn't get weapon armor made from the dragon, I will give him my old shield.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure if he did.
Okie dokie.
You got a new shield?
Yeah, he got a dragon shield.
I had one made.
Alright.
You guys found some toys in the armory.
No, this was the one that had my armor and my shield made.
No, I just meant like
Before ring.
passively. Whenever they eventually come out, you got some toys.
He's given the one that was the magic shield.
I thought you gave that to
No.
Jackson.
Wait, no, it had the wyvern shield too. That's what it was.
You give him a
Yeah,
nice piece of memorial thing, like gift. It gotcha.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. So now we have a main member on that ship. Jodak is, I'm assuming, living on the destroyer because that is his babu now. There are two more.
I mean,
One of you guys to each one.
I'll take one.
If it gets too strenuous, Tadori is mainly going to be walking with Vashnir and the troops, but if it gets too strenuous, Tadori will take a breather every once in a while on the destroyer.
Okay, so then
I'll
it
take
sounds
a ship
like...
and be a medic on there.
Okay, so it sounds like on the last one it'll be probably some of the guys you got from the ship or otherwise have the most positive connotations with.
Yeah. Then again, we have a dude on a destroyer with orders to, if they try to run, kill them.
Well, yeah,
I'd
but
like to hurt the ship. Don't want to sink the ship, so that's why we're on there. We go, grr. Don't think about it.
I'm gonna set up a mind link card thing with all the commanders of the ship.
I don't think it's physically
Or
possible for you to stay within
Yeah.
range the entire time.
Is it physically possible or is it not?
What's the range?
A mile.
A mile? Oh, never mind then. That's very long.
Alright. That's it.
As long as
Okay.
to set it up, I need to be within like 30 feet, but once it's set up, it's just a mile.
Well,
Well,
it's just, hey, Vashnir, tell them to stand here for a couple minutes.
But, okay. Everything gets loaded up that can be loaded up. Some of them are kind of like, I don't know about going to a different country, but then other ones are just kind of like, but think of the glory.
Think of the gold.
That too.
That's mostly what the glory is.
Shiny be very glory.
It no longer equates to 1 experience point per gold. Sorry.
Aww. We would be 20th level if it did, though.
Take some time. Everything gets...
Well, just imagine what the people in Kingrograd would be, though. What monsters would be there.
Oh God.
I am level 700. Their beard reaches out 5 buildings away. Get the ship spun up. Everything takes off. You guys even like closing the keep's doors, or just like free for whomever takes this?
I don't really give a shit about this random ass fucking keep, so that's up
Hang
to
a under new management plaque on it.
It's Red's name on there. The Iron Keep. Free to whoever takes it.
I will come back for it.
The name must stay the same. For I will know and I will return.
It's just gonna have Vashnir's family symbol on it. Just so they know more than likely I will come back.
All
But will
right.
you, though?
I can do some very
If I don't
serious
die.
hand waving because,
Time?
well, time and like, what do you want me to do? All right, you march for X many days. Here's some encounters. It's too stupid to know it shouldn't do this, except when they're not. They get shot 800 times and die. And then,
Yeah.
Well, being a noble, I have a fucking marker on my head, target on my back.
Yeah, the only real encounters we could have are assassins trying to kill Vashnir. Because he's really the only one with a target on his back currently. Save maybe Jodak.
or
So,
extreme threats. And that
Or
feels a
super
little
extreme
extreme. Just to be happening randomly as you're marching.
exactly.
That's
Some
it.
hand waving.
It'd be difficult.
You'll run into another warband on the way there. If one just happens to be in our way.
If we run into another warband, more than likely it's going to be smaller than us, and it's going to be absorbed,
Exactly. More troops.
like the Borg.
More
The lawnmower is on the ground, so fucking.
Unless you guys
going
go
to
like
assimilate.
after the capital or get too near it or something, but you should know to get that a wide berth and you'll be fine. Regardless, the troops are underway. You guys are heading from, I believe it's northeastern Raktesh over to northeastern Diakov. So that's basically just a lot of marching west and a lot of marching south.
Yeah, we're singing "What Are We Fighting For?"
I probably teach Joey how to pilot the destroyer during some of our
Ooh.
time.
Free knowledge that I didn't sign up for. I'm okay with this.
You should probably avoid these buttons. These fire all the weapons. It's not a
None
good
of the
thing.
weapons are really automated. Each one needs to have someone on a station.
Oh, when is Tadori coming on the ground?
Tadori stays on the ground 90% of the time.
Going back to another conversation we had, you said something about maybe teaching me some things.
What?
Huh?
Hold on. What?
That's where I don't know if you're talking to me, you're talking to the troops about teaching them like magic of the way you fight.
Oh.
I may have gotten that wrong.
No, James remembers now. James forgot because it's been so long.
Ill riggers.
Yeah.
Illrigger. Why do you want to be Illrigger?
Because Illrigger's
Illrigger's
fucking
great.
amazing.
Nope.
Because it's Paladin Warlock, but it's not as broken as Paladin. It lets you do fun stuff.
Yeah.
Nah.
Well, my way of fighting is different than others of my kind. Or my ilk, I should say, not kind. But you get to decide what you want to be after a certain stage. But I can teach you a little bit. Sure. So I'll be doing that. As much as they want to learn. And teaching the rest of them still as well. Ugh.
Well, we do have a long journey. It's always nice to learn new things.
Yeah. Illrigger be fun, dude. Illrigger be badass. And you don't have to take fucking the fucking architect of whatever the fuck. You can go fucking the pain bringer or whatever the fuck they're called. They are fucking terrifying with what you can do being a pain bringer. Oh shit.
Just follow Jodak's example. Jodak is there to teach you.
Fuck off. He asked for me.
No, he shot me.
Is that like a pain bringer?
Yeah, no, Jodak is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I'm a pain killer. Which also
I
considering
really didn't know what your class was.
Yeah. She goes,
Yeah.
He is the best Illrigger. I am the second best Illrigger.
Shadow Master can just weird.
Shadow Master is
the third one.
excellent if multi-classed. Otherwise, it's
With
kind of derpy.
Specific things. But specific things makes it amazing.
Yes.
Other things makes it not so great.
It's good at getting into problems. That's it. That's the end of my sentence.
But Architect of Ruin and Painkiller are just amazing. And unless you want spellcasting, you're gonna want to go Painkiller.
But that's level stuff. So that can only be passive. I can't just grant that, really.
Yeah.
I can do some things, but, like, that's kind of a little bit too specific. You got me?
It's just Tori showing him the ropes about how to start that.
Yeah.
So he can actually take levels in that instead of just randomly for no reason going, ooh, I have a level in Illrigger.
Well, it's the same as any Warlock thing. You just gotta, like, whatever.
Yeah. But I know the right people to talk to.
But you could talk to Jodax instead.
I know the right people to talk to. They're great people.
I don't think your people are my people. I think
Yeah,
your people
very
are your
different
people.
I think my people should smite your people.
I've got all the best
We worship
people
the same
and
people.
all the best Illriggers.
I'm
No
not
one can
sure
hold
about
a
that.
candle to us.
We worship the same God, bud. I'm serious.
How is important.
No, we worship the same God, just in different ways.
Traveling
Yes, the hell you-
conversations.
I am going to argue
That's fine.
with the cleric about how we worship the God.
Like I
What
said earlier,
specifically do you do?
I don't expect there to be much of a thing, because whenever this kicks off, it's going to kick off, and it's going to be long.
Oh yeah.
So if you guys are wanting any, like, character things, talking about stuff, all the other thing, this is the session to be doing it in, because the rest of them, it may just be, like, RTS, you know? Because assaulting
So,
a keep may be very difficult.
So, Ragnar,
Aye.
I see you worship. How do you pronounce this God, Eric?
I mean, what's this god's name, you mean?
No, I know the God. I know the God's name. I have it written on my sheet. I just don't know how to pronounce
Genius.
it. Xenius? Is that it, Eric?
X.
Hold on.
N-I-O-U-S. That's what I have on my sheet.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
what's
have
written on
the
my.
other one, so it's fine.
Xenonius.
Life. Xenius, Def, Xiphus.
Xenius is the god of life, and Xiphos is the god of death.
Yes.
Right? Okay. I see you also worship Xenius. And I'm gonna produce a little emblem of the same thing that I also worship him.
It's not the most of a mouthful one. The most of the mouthful one's called Kal. Because that's hard L's and K's and H's.
Yeah, I know.
I do. What of it?
So, how do I word this?
You want to have movie night?
No.
Find your
Well,
words, sir.
Well, I was thinking about that, Eric. How exactly do I even go and practice my worship of him, as he just said that you worship him differently?
Okay, well, The standard thing you see most people doing with the life god is just it's life and its balance. So it's trying to maintain fairness across things, and it's prioritizing life in that aspect.
Okay.
The corrupted version that you might see in the associated hells is life above other things at the cost of something being balanced, or extreme balance where it should not exist. Like someone dying, so someone else must die. Or like this person is not allowed to die despite basically being rendered completely unable to live.
Vegetable.
Or like something like Abomination is these things could not live on their own, so shoved together they can.
That makes my job a whole lot harder to word this.
It also makes my job a whole lot harder because I have no idea exactly whether or not I should actually be against his version of it or not.
Yes and no. It's more like if you were a religious practitioner, the extremists.
Yes.
We're the
but I don't.
cultists. You're the worshippers.
No, you're not
Yes,
even the cultists. You're just the extremists. You are the this at all costs.
Yes, I'm not entirely sure where's the line. I don't really know how to argue this very well beyond the fact that
And-
I know that he's beyond me, that he's the extremist. I've been pretty sure this for a while, but I'm just not entirely sure. Where's the line?
Let me put it this way. The questions you're currently asking have been asked in the real world since religions became a thing.
Yes, I
So
know.
I don't have
Except-
an answer.
No, I mean, I'm... Okay, as an in religion, it's like the difference between I don't know, a Baptist, a Catholic, a Methodist, all those other random
More
things.
like a Baptist and a Southern Baptist.
Or more like
Possibly,
modern
either.
religion versus a crusader.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Oh God, yeah.
Yes, exactly. It's just... Both sides wouldn't actually know all the party lines for their thing.
Anyway,
Exactly know that.
Yeah,
Back to-
they agree with each
which
other
is-
most of the time. Continue.
I know!
back to that. So how many life debts have you taken advantage of?
Blinks. What?
It's a fairly straightforward question. How many life debts have you taken advantage of? I'm personally at 7 right now.
None.
This is the first time I've been in one, though. None? But you worship the same thing I do. Isn't that the whole point?
Gain power over others?
Owning
No.
someone's life, to a degree.
Kind of tilts his head at you like a bird, just like, what is this strange creature I'm looking at? No.
7-foot-tall tiefling, that's what you're looking at.
I know, I meant more of the whole body language.
7 foot.
Yeah,
He's 7 foot?
yeah.
So in other words, tilt his head up backwards because this fucker's just like twice my size.
He wanted to be really tall for some reason. I didn't know why, but I let it happen, so I just target him more often because he's real tall.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
That's my height.
Yeah, he's like he has like 3 feet on me, and this mental image is very amusing to me.
He's 3 of me to reach him.
No.
At least no one's a gnome.
The point of this is not to take advantage of that.
What do you mean?
Can't blinks at you. It's like,
Life is all about balance and making sure that balance is always there permanently. If you save someone's life, you own them.
if you take it to an extreme, yes. I do not take it to that extreme.
Why ever not?
Just gonna see this poor little dwarf's face and body just freeze. It's just like, well, why don't you? As if so you just asked him, why don't you just stop breathing?
Why don't you?
Because why would I?
Right now, mechanically, he's probably on your ship, Ragnar. And there are some burly orcs nearby.
I was thinking this is more at night before we go to bed.
He probably sleeps on the ship.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
Ship
if he's
medic.
gonna be there the
He's
entire time, he probably has a couple books, and he's just, yep, I'm one of
Also-
the commanders.
Also, he's a functioning medic.
That too.
Random injuries
Yeah.
happen.
You are so needy, you fur baby. God damn it. Fuck. I'm sitting over here trying to type shit down, and my fucking dog just sits up, licks my hand, and goes, "My hand. Give me your hand." Jesus fuck. But
I think
hmm.
find it more better to just keep the balance. Make sure it's not taken too far to either side. Without actually needing
Well,
to ensure that one side
well,
stays right.
well, yes, you do keep the balance. Like if that person dies, someone else must die, or that guy has to live at all costs.
Don't see that so much.
Hmm.
Perhaps if someone killed that man, the man who killed them should possibly die. But not so much that if one of our people dies, another must die. And, well,
Well, it's a similar connotation of, oh, a dwarf died, therefore an elf must die in response, because that would be balance.
depends on who you're bouncing it with, though.
No,
Well, I mean, there's also gnomes and humans and tieflings and such.
well, orcs and gnomes, humans and halflings. Orcs, gnomes, humans, halflings, elves, dwarves. Typically how the conflicts usually began. Because gnomes are part of the same thing that elves are. They're all fey in some regard. So on and so forth. This place is very weird. Figured we would have
Not as-
some sort of camaraderie between we worship the same thing, but apparently not.
No. You're not exactly too far off. You're just a bit more, take it to more extreme levels than me. I know, I'm sorry. This is very much like me trying to argue the point of a Baptist. Well, I'm not Baptist, but a Catholic without actually knowing all their things. Yeah. Yes, vaguely. I know this is what the thing to argue for. But, reactitude, I don't know.
It's okay, you two. Figure out the problem of religion in a D&D podcast in 15 minutes.
Hey. This is actually fairly interesting at the very least, okay?
It's more to talk on later.
I don't know how to take that statement, so I'm just gonna walk away.
It's more to
I can
talk
talk
on
on-
later. Now I must rest. That training has been getting difficult.
Yeah.
Fashionir is crazy.
He is a bit much, isn't he?
In combat, that man is a god.
Ah! You know, argument for me.
Trying to teach him literally anything about combat is... Why am I doing that to myself? Because he knows more about it than ever I could.
He's got a really long stick and just like, it's really difficult.
It's really difficult to close the distance. Especially when he keeps whacking you, pushing you away, and hitting you again. It hurts, damn it.
I saw the damage the man could do.
And now that's the reason I'm here on the medical ship, or one of them.
I'm just imagining from now on we just kind of chatter together about religion at the end of the day.
Oh,
It's felt
fucking
amused
yeah.
me.
Fucking yeah. Every time he has to go to the medical ship because Fashionir got a little too serious, Fashionir.
So in other words, every day?
Well, I
Pretty much.
mean, if that's actually going to be a thing, Medina, you can have your charges filled.
Yeah, I'll get 2 charges.
Woo. So I am definitely the best way to teach somebody is by showing them how to do it. And the only way to do that is to fight him.
That is a rather
I
hands-on,
lose.
and it is one of the faster methods to actually learning how to do something. Yes.
And I am losing currently.
Well, I mean,
Should I
he is
drop the
rather
glaive when we
skilled.
practice?
You need to go to fists if I'm gonna win.
Ah!
You
Nah,
need to go to fists and butt naked.
nah, you can keep him at distance. Except if he decides to cheat. But that's cheating.
Who, the Vashnir or me?
Him.
It's
Oh.
only cheating if the other side does it.
Vashnir is ridiculously strong. I cannot compete with what he can do with that fucking glaive. I can't. Ever.
He is
Anyone
rather
can.
scary.
Yeah.
But back up. He's on your side most of the time. Most of the time.
Well, these last few days he hasn't been.
True.
Okay, so those two are making friends.
I'm making friends with Vashnir and
Ragnar.
Ragnar currently. I'm gonna try to do the same with Jodak later on. Trying to ingratiate this character into the party.
Well, the more
So I can
like
stab him
conversations
in
you
the
have, the
back
less I
later.
have to kind of like blap blap. You know? Because once you guys get the Nightbringer, it's probably just going to be questions and expositing.
So, toward the end of each day, because during the day it's when we have rests anyway. It's training with Jodak. God damn it! It's training with Vashnir. Toward the end of the day, I'm probably beaten up and bruised. So it's going to Dylan and arguing religion while he's trying to heal me.
Hey, I'm pretty sure that's some, prayer of healing? Which is just good 10 minutes or something, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, I have that too.
Yeah, so I mean, we can just kind of, ooh, and just argue out that's going up.
Yeah. And during the times when I'm on the destroyer and Jodak is teaching me how to pilot the destroyer, so you're weird, Jodak.
Yeah, that's not the first time I've got that. But I'm kind of
What?
curious. What exactly are you referring to in this case?
Sometimes you just have random tidbits of knowledge that you shouldn't have. And other times you act like a completely different person.
Not usually.
You used to a lot. Like,
Did
it's
I?
kind of calmed down
Did
over
I
the last
really?
few weeks. It's kind of calmed down over the last few weeks, but you used to be someone totally different.
I believe I've always been Jodak.
I'm pretty sure you've always been Jodak, but the fact that you have to question that just proves my point.
I mean, I'm not questioning it. I mean, if I've
But
ever,
you
I
but you
go.
believe, you don't know. I know all of my life I have been Todori. I was born Todori. In my clan. In the life domain, worshipping the life god. I have been here doing this the entire 30 years I've been alive now. There's no question there, but you believe, meaning you don't know for certain.
I say believe because there are some memory altering effects that could, change people or change things or change what you think you know.
Those are really, really up there in abilities. Like, it would take someone very, very good at magic to use that.
So, someone like from Attica or from Salica, where they're hags and they are very,
Mostly
very good at magic.
Salica. Like, if you're gonna go with the hypotheticals, mostly Salica, from what I understand. why would anyone from Attica do that?
I
Why would anyone from
don't know.
Salika do that unless you piss them off?
I don't understand Salika. I'll be honest.
I don't think anybody does.
I don't know why I left that as an opening. It's a possibility. No, I'm sure I've always been Jodak.
You're from there.
Jodak Servo. That's who I am. Hmm?
You're from Salika.
I don't understand the people from Salika.
That's fine. Just a homeland.
I mean, sure, I'm from there, but that doesn't mean I have to understand them.
So,
I'm just weird. That's all it is. All this time, I've been just listening to the thoughts of everyone I'm connected to. Anything interesting happen? I'm asking you, Eric.
Probably one or two are having just a conversation to
I
themselves.
mean,
As
whenever
you
you're
do.
connected to me and I'm fighting Vashnir, it's shit, fuck, shit, fuck. That's about
Bastion's
it.
leader,
just
so I'm
praying
at least
to the-
connected to Vashtir.
Are you just praying to Zionius? Oh, help, 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 help. Ah!
No, it's mostly a large amount of curses. And why can't I close the distance?
Pull out the whip. Slap, slap, slap.
I don't want to pull out the whip because that's cheating.
That means
Vashnir also has a whip.
No, you
Not
stop
as
it.
long.
It's only cheating if the other side does it. So as long as you're the one doing it, it's fine. It's not
I have
cheating.
a long whip.
Mine shackles.
So does
Don't
mine.
let him touch you.
long story short, try to avoid combat with Vashtir at all
Well,
costs.
right now he wants to learn, so kind of can't.
Because
Yeah,
then
I've
like
been paying
be able to
attention.
say that I'm like holding back, so I'm not like causing.
He's not
Too
trying to
much
chop you in
pain?
twain. He's also not, like, using the stone. Or probably his new toy on you.
Well, yeah, we're not using real weapons. I'm using a wooden sword and he's using a fucking long stick. But it still fucking hurts. It still hurts and I still lose. I don't care.
You really don't seem to be having a good time with that, by the way.
No, but at least he seems to be picking it up a little bit.
I think he just enjoys torturing you.
Maybe.
Maybe a little bit.
Maybe. I need to ask him
Vashtir's
that
not.
afterward.
Vashtir's not one to really torture. He only did it a few times because you have to show orcs some sort of dominance, or they think you're too easygoing.
And now you don't
Give
have
me?
to worry
That was
about
a
doing it ever
poor
again.
choice of words. More
'Cause
like
that's why I'm here.
training with you.
Possibly. Anyway.
Training's probably the better word.
I think
Well,
I think Vashtir's
well-
only done one form of torture now, which is branding the other orcs.
You
But
branded the other
that's-
orcs?
Yeah, the
Ones
ones
that
who
were
tried
traitor.
to betray him, he branded them as
Right.
traitors.
I
After
forgot about
you
that.
killed a lot of things in the skyship on fire, burning in the distance,
yeah,
he
you didn't
found
see- I don't know if you
something
saw
hot and
I was
burned
kind of-
their heads.
He branded their fucking foreheads. Not even like their chest or their arm or somewhere they can hide. He branded their fucking forehead.
Very thorough.
It's very obvious. It's almost... No, naturally it's fine if it's wartime and they betrayed you. I
Anyway.
guess.
What?
It's
So-
not something he wanted to do. It's more like something he had to do if he wanted
Yeah.
to keep control of the army.
Back away from Vashnir, because I'll talk to him about this stuff later. Back to you. What are you?
Jodak Servel. I'm a psychic halfling.
Come on now.
What? I'm being
I've heard
honest.
some weird ass stories.
What type of stories are you hearing?
Your fucking brain case being split open and pulsating.
I don't remember that happen. Okay, actually, do I remember that happening?
Good.
Psychics are weird.
No. I know what psychics are. No. No.
Do you?
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
Pretty damn.
Like, I can, never mind. I don't want to reveal all my abilities. That'd be stupid.
But we're all friends here.
Listen, I'm not
Sure.
asking you to gain some weird knowledge over you. I'm asking you because I'm in combat usually with you. I want to know whom I'm standing next to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it
I
makes
don't want to
plenty
have
of
to turn
sense.
around and stab you in the chest.
I'm not, I'm not hiding anything. So I don't know what you're asking for.
I'm not saying you're hiding anything. It's just been brought into question, if that makes sense.
By who?
Me! Hi, I'm asking you questions.
Which means you must have a reason to suspect me of something, of hiding something, if you're questioning it. But I'm not
Because
hiding anything, so I can't give you an answer.
which makes sense, but I hear rumors and I don't know you, so I'm asking. Make
And
sense?
I've told you, I'm
Fear.
just me.
And that's fair enough. There was just that weird time where when y'all first found me, you were somebody else for a little bit and acting strange, and then
I'm not.
you have weird knowledge sometimes about weird things that I don't know anybody should know about.
Miss
But then
Therapist
again,
is very
I'm not from here, so it's fair enough.
true. Very true.
So it's just questions being brought because I want to know who I'm standing next to. And we're going into the middle of a massive conflict with a secret organization. I don't want a member of that secret organization being a problem. Make sense?
You really think I'm a member of that secret organization? If I
You?
was,
No.
would I be actively trying to undermine their efforts and stop a war that they potentially may have caused? Probably caused.
Uh, there are well, one, there are such a thing as double agents, but no, I don't think you are a part of it. I just like making sure, seeing how you respond to my questions. It's called being thorough. When you put someone in the hot seat, they usually their first answer is telling, if that makes sense.
Crack under pressure?
Yeah. Like if like if you questioning them makes them question, and you start to see little signs of that. It's all lawyer stuff. Basic law school stuff.
I just remembered you're 7 foot tall. I have to look way up to look at you.
He would kneel down, and he's 7 foot tall with his horns.
Don't patronize me,
I'm not patronizing you. He
child.
talks. He talks at eye level to everyone.
Can you get low enough to be eye level to me?
Probably not.
I'm 2'8".
Yeah, not. I'd have to lay down.
It'd just be weird.
It would. But he would more, while you're standing up teaching him, he would more than likely be sitting down learning. So he could be more, at least closer to eye level with you. Then again, you probably have to stand on a stool to push these buttons anyway.
There's a captain's chair for a reason. There's a reason why I'm not sitting in the captain's chair.
But anyway, the point is, I just like knowing who I'm with, and I've not had the chance to sit down and talk to you about these things. Make sense?
Yeah, that's true. That's fair. You barely know anything about me. It's good.
And
It's fine to question and ask
and feel
questions.
free that if you have questions to ask me. I am not going to lie.
Your
Now there
horns
are some
grow.
things I just won't tell you, but I'm not gonna lie.
You broke your horns off. Do they grow back?
Yes,
Hmm.
A
Are
slowly.
they like
bold assumption.
teeth or
What,
bones?
Eric?
I said a bold assumption.
Well, last time I saw somebody break their horns off, they did grow back. But then again, that was an actual demon, not a tiefling, so
So it's a solid maybe.
possibly
Hmm.
yes. I've never broken my horns. But then again, they don't stop growing either.
But are they like teeth or
They're bone. Like cow horns. Y'all have cows, right?
Yes, we have cows. Cows are a thing.
I grew up in hell. You have to remember this.
But do you have some sort of hellish cow thing?
Yes.
Does it spit fire?
No. Has two
Is it
heads
on
though.
fire?
No.
It has two heads.
Two
Okay.
heads. Two heads and three horns. It's weird.
Why only
Three.
three?
I don't know. Why are you asking?
I'm sorry. I've never been to the Hells. It's an interesting place. At least it sounds interesting from what you
Well,
described.
I know how to get there, but you'll be ending up in the fire plane, and it's not fun there.
I don't think I would do too well in a place that's called the Fire Plane.
Fire
That doesn't
domain,
sound like
sorry.
fun. Fire Domain still sounds just as bad,
Yeah,
considering this is the material plane.
yeah. But it is the best way I have to get home currently. That's over in some weird place. Some island. I don't remember what it's called. I'll probably remember it later.
Island?
Yeah. Some island that had like some contract happen between them and the fire domain, and a portal to the fire domain hells opened and they stayed open, and now they work together, and it's weird and I don't understand it. I heard it from when I was doing my job.
Oh, what's your job?
I'm a lawyer, like everyone else.
I thought you might have a special job like
Well, I'm a
lawyering
noble.
over. Right, you are a noble. I forgot that for a minute.
You didn't know that,
No, you showed off your signet ring before.
did I? Oh,
Yeah.
You have.
okay. Listen, dog. It's been 3 months. I don't fucking remember.
And then you stole the other person's signet ring.
Oh,
For you
absolutely.
too.
So, I mean, besides being a noble and a lawyer, I don't really have any other jobs besides the one like the Ilriger people kind of do, but I don't really pay attention to that one.
You just kind of show up, listen, and then disappear. Forget everything that was told to you. This is like going to class, like school type thing.
I don't want to go back to school. School was difficult. Anyway,
Essentially, just rambling at this point.
I mean that's fine.
Yeah.
Um, my brain kind of deleted what I was asking, what I was talking about. But like, no, like I was saying, like if you have questions, I'm more or less an open book. That's just how I operate. I do kind of technically owe all of you a life debt because all of you saved me from that wrong.
Do you have to go back to that island to go home?
No, God, no. That was just where that idiot summoned me.
So it's a different island. Got it. Okay.
No, that
Bye.
idiot summoned me to try to fix his predicament, and I had no idea what the hell he was talking about, so I stabbed him in the throat and drank his blood.
Are you a vampire?
That's quite a way to do some lawyering.
No, he just pissed me off.
Don't piss off your lawyer. Understood. Or rather, don't get a lawyer from hell and piss them off.
They're all bloodthirsty fiends. Don't let them fool you.
To be fair, I'm saying it as if it happened within a couple of minutes. Technically, it took a couple days or weeks. I don't remember how long it was.
You were
Before
on
I
the island for a
eventually just
couple
killed
weeks.
him because I was hungry and mad.
That's fair. That's perfectly fine. There's absolutely no problems there. For sure.
Well, what problem would there be there? His life was not more important than mine.
Is that just the mindset you decide to keep, or is that
That's what I believe.
typical? Ah, it's beliefs. I will not
That's
say anything towards or against it then.
that's my that's what my God tells me. Or his teachings, anyway. He doesn't speak to me. I'm not crazy.
There are lots of people who speak to their gods. They're not crazy, right?
Those are mostly clerics. And they don't get, like, words. They get, like, weird... The wind blows a certain way and gives you a sense of affirmation. Or denial. Some weird crap. I'm not of that particular sect of individuals. I know what my teachings are, and when I look at him and look back at myself, I am more important than him. So if it's a matter of whether or not he should die or I should die, he should die.
Your god knows you're a player character, and that man wasn't. Thus, you are more important.
I have plot armor. But currently, if it is a question of whether or not I should die or, say, Vashnir should die, it's I should die. If that makes sense.
Because you owe Fashioner a life debt because he saved you once.
He saved me
Or something.
twice,
Twice?
technically.
Once by
You've
getting you off the island, and twice by, what,
Well,
saving
during
you
that
from the dragon?
weird dragon combat, and you technically revived me, so I owe you one currently. I believe it was you anyway. It was one of you. I'm just owing all of you right now, but Vashnir's the one I owe the most.
That's a weird thought to have.
Exactly.
I don't know how to feel about this.
Well, you don't have to worry about it, do you?
I suppose not. Just keep it in mind. For a later date, if it comes back up.
Well, I think I should get back to it. I think I've learned enough of the buttons today. I gotta get back to being beat the shit out of with a stick.
Yeah, have fun with that. I would
How does
suggest
he do it? It's a stick. It's just a stick. How?
it's Fashneer. That's how.
Every
He hits
weapon is
me
an
3
extension of your
times.
arm.
He hits me
They
3 times before I even realize he's hit me once. How does that work?
He's not even level 11.
fine.
I was encountering bonus action.
Yeah, I know. I was making a joke of they're not supposed to be able to do that till then.
Yeah, I know.
Imagine if he was a paladin, he could smite with a stick.
Stop
What level are we anyway?
right now.
8. Oh god.
Anyway, like I said before, since this is apparently something I'm going to have to learn, or at least you're willing to teach, I'm willing to learn. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask. Again, there are certain things that I just won't say because I'm not allowed to. Might get smote from the ground or something. I don't know, but
That can happen.
I don't know. All I know is when I was being indoctrinated, I was told these things you're not allowed to talk about with anyone, and if you do, we will kill you. No matter where you are, no matter what you've done, we will find you. We will kill you. Make
Sounds
sense?
rather extreme. That sounds extremely extreme.
I have come to learn that everything we do down there, or there, I should say, is extreme to you mortals. Also come to learn that I'm also immortal, but that's beside the point.
What, did you think you were immortal
Yes!
or something?
I didn't think I was one of the mortal races.
Give you that idea. You kind of
I lived in hell!
you live, you breathe, you eat, you bleed.
They all eat too!
Do they all bleed?
Yes!
Oh, there's not too much difference between mortals and immortals. Got it. Cool.
I mean, most things bleed. It's just they don't die of old age ever. Nor do they age at all, ever. Like,
Doesn't
even
mean
an
they can't
elf,
die of external influences.
even an elf will die eventually from old age. And they're the longest living mortal, I think. But anyway, I should not put off being hit with a stick any longer.
Yeah, no, have fun with that. I'll just stay up here where I'm nice and safe and don't have to walk.
While I'm
Vashnir
leaving,
can fly
next
up there
time
at
I'm gonna
any
ask
point.
you how you became an Illrigger. As I leave. Now I'm gonna go get beat the crap out of by Vashnir. And then
Oh,
sometime later, after
since we're
being...
doing all this,
Go ahead.
since we're doing all this training, is there anything you'd like to learn from me?
How not to get
Hey,
hit by that...
Vashnir.
Ow! Stick!
Hey, Vashnir. Dory
Yes?
says training is too easy. You should go harder on him.
Dick! You fucking dick!
Vashnir could clearly see the frustration.
You fucking dick! How... I guess to be taught... If there were anything I would want to learn from Vashnir, it's how not to get hit by that goddamn stick. How to close the distance.
I think you would learn that just through sheer effort.
Disengage. Except it
best
does
way to-
nothing.
The best way to teach
Fuck you,
would be
Eric.
Practice.
the best way to teach now would be to teach him how to use a pole arm.
Which I already know how to use.
Teach him how to
I
use
am
it better.
proficient in everything you are proficient in.
How do I avoid this? Never enter range. Just
But
stay
never
away.
not as good as him.
But you've only fought using two hands. One hand, it's got a different. You have to dance with differently. Yeah.
Well, this is just what I prefer, I should say. I was taught... Get off of me. I was taught when I was, shall we say, a tyke, how to use everything, if that makes sense. Because my job requires me to... If my sword here breaks, I need to be able to pick up any and every weapon that may be on the ground, and that may be literally any weapon under the sun. I need to be able to defend myself with whatever is available should my current weapon not be an option, if that makes sense.
Medina, there's a fan.
There is a fan.
Watch out.
It was a charm. So just disarms his sword. Pick up the long stick.
Exactly.
I'm saying that's what Bastion just did. Instead of closing the distance, why not use something of equal distance?
I suppose that's fair enough. I do have... not my magical whip, but I do have this whip, which should be able to close the distance fairly well. It's just... while you're beating the shit out of me with a stick, I'm going to be slightly whapping you with a whip. I don't think that's entirely fair. So I guess I should go find a stick. Ugh.
Oh, that's all right.
Sure has a spare.
Thaddeus, stop doing Velcro things.
Sorry.
But anyway, why... Question, why would you want to learn what I can do? You're already, from other words I have used, a god of combat. Why would you want to, again, learn what little old me can do?
Always nice to have more tricks up my sleeve.
I suppose, but isn't there a point where it's just a little too much? Who am I kidding? That's bullshit. What? Anyway, it's just what I specifically can do. Not my sect as a whole, but my sect within the sect, I should say, can do is not, at least what I think, not to your wheelhouse, if that makes sense. Now, that's not to say that there aren't other minor sects that are in that bigger sect that are within your wheelhouse. But what I can do, I don't think would really help you any, which is the casting of spells and things, if that makes sense. I don't know if that necessarily will help you in any regard. Now, if we could find a painkiller to teach you how to be one of them, that would be amazing. Because that'll allow you to do everything you can do and more. Way better. But I don't think we have one of those around currently. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
I think he's tagging you in, Jodak.
I'm aware.
You
I'm
gotta
not.
stop being on the goddamn ship, nerd.
I like the ship.
It is
I
safe
think
and cool.
it's cool. I don't have to walk. I don't have to
You
And
carry
now
all
it's
heavy
your
don't
turn
have
to
to
get
fight
smacked
him.
with a stick, bitch.
I can learn from both of you.
You'd probably take on both of us at the same time.
I don't think that would be too hard for him.
No, I don't either.
Of course,
Why are you in my head?
I'm in everybody's head.
Stop it.
See, the thing about those psychic connections, a lot of people think that it's just whenever you're like, I am thinking too, and you put your finger on your temple. But no, whenever you're sitting there thinking stupid things to yourself, like, what does that taste like? It would still transfer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I get a lot of weird, confusing thoughts. I had to choose
Well,
wisely.
you get to decide whether your shit is
Yeah.
transferred or not. We don't.
No, I just hear everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
So a lot of what you hear from Todori is the fuck shit. Ow, god damn it! It hurts too much.
It's
Why
like
is
watching
it so
TV show
long?
visuals, listening to a podcast.
The white noise is there.
So
I got my new white noise generator.
I think now I don't know what he has decided to do, but I think Jodak is also an ill rigger like myself. So I think he may be able to provide insights that otherwise I would not be able to. Though I think he is not wholly and perfectly an ill rigger like I am. If that makes sense, Fashioneer.
But you still teach the ways, correct?
Probably.
I could teach you if you want. It's just I would have to leave the safety of my ship.
What's safer than being beside Vashnir?
And being smacked by Fashioneer.
I can't argue that, can I?
Nope.
I suppose if you wish for some teaching in my flavor of a rigger, I can come down and let the dory take my place ahead of the destroyer. He knows how to pilot the thing now. You'd be
Yeah,
perfectly fine with that, right?
I think one of us should be up there at all times. So while you're down here getting smacked around, I'll be up there. We'll alternate.
Hooray.
Woo! Less beating up. Ow!
But now I gotta get beat up.
Yay!
I'm
And I
switching
can,
your-
and while you're in the middle of combat, I can mentally interrupt your combat so you get smacked more by going, "Hey, what's this button do?" Yay!
This is a
So
session of travel, but if y'all just keep wanting to talk to each other, that's fine by me.
I have gone to each and every character and talked to them. Now it is them going to me to talk to me.
Or to each other. I mean,
I have.
in fairness, like, I mean, I guess you guys haven't really had this. This is the most, like, you're going somewhere, but you know it's going to take a real long time, and you're really not in danger. So if you want to have, like, in-character conversations and be somewhat dramatic or things that are worthy of recording, now is absolutely the time. Establish your characters.
I've changed what the character's meant to be several times. Well then, it seems I am teaching Vashnirs the ways of Jodak.
Let's be real here. You're just sparring with them and, you know, trying not to get fucking blonked.
Yeah.
Failing to not get bonked.
You can outspeed him easily. Just maintain distance and do your thing.
Both of us can outspeed Vashnir.
Well, not if I'm directly running away from him since I have short legs, but in close combat I should be fine.
Yeah, I'm the fastest in the
Get
group.
close combat.
I'm currently the fastest in the group with a 40-foot move speed. But then little legs motherfucker gets to go faster because he's got rogue in him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bonus action dash is a bitch.
I'll be honest, I completely forgot about it until you said something just now.
Yeah, because movement, action, and then bonus action dash puts you at 75. And I'm still faster with action and movement dashing at 80. But you are just behind. But in one round, I can action attack, move 40 feet away afterward. And in your one round, you can action attack and then move 50 feet away.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There are things that can be done. Anyway. Getting beat up by Vashnir. To go. I don't have any
Hey,
What
what's
do you
this
like?
button
Learn
do?
the way of the polearm?
I have little arms. I don't think I can
Yeah,
do the
there's...
same thing you can do.
You can get techniques, and in this scenario where you come upon one that's more
Your size?
geared toward a dexterous use style, it could be acquired. Because, come on, I'm not gonna have to use this the entire time.
But I like my S stock.
But he likes his S-Stock.
I mean, I get extra healing with my S stock. It's great. And my new. I mean, I can use a polearm to basic degree. You know, with normal two hands, but I don't think I'm well suited to use it like you do. Must have taken you a lot of training to figure out how to do that properly.
You were there while he
I
was
wasn't
training
paying
to do
attention.
that.
And it took a long time.
It did.
Right, it did take a long time because Kira's being tortured.
Yeah,
He's going back and forth to the arena.
yeah.
Right. I don't have that much patience.
No.
I could teach you to be a writer.
Speaking of writing, where is Artemis?
Snaps fingers. He's coming down from the ship.
What the fuck is Bartimus right now?
Same thing they were.
So Hydra Dragon thing?
Yes.
Glad to see he's still in one piece, more or less.
Yes, he's doing quite well.
That's an interesting proposition. Writing something would, means I don't have to worry about my being too slow.
And you are dimly aware that there are, like, over 100 wyverns above your head right now.
I need to learn to be a wyvern rider.
There are over 100 wyverns who I could appropriate. It's easy to appropriate just one of them.
Would you like to learn that in return?
Yes, please. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, because
I can see nothing wrong with that.
you're a
Right?
fucking cavalier fighter, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Terrifying.
There's no running away.
There is only death and or pain.
They said you have more movement speed than me, but my mount can run faster.
Oh no, your mount is not fair. It's just not fair. Me trying to run away from your mount.
They're part of him, though. Just like your horns are part of you.
No, that's not how that works, and you know it.
I have to attempt to make an argument.
Technically, I also have a mount. Technically,
Technically, how?
I have a phantom steed.
Okay. So I'm assuming that's a horse of some type.
Yeah,
I suppose that works.
it doesn't last anywhere near as long as his though. Mine's a spell. Really shit spell.
And I whistle and call down a wyvern.
I don't think you have any of them keyed to your whistle, and the proper wyverns are sealed at the moment.
Hmm.
They shouldn't be allowed to go hunt randomly. Not right now. Seems bad. Seems
You
like a
said
bad
there's
idea.
some wild wyverns running around.
No,
Oh,
that'd
I can
be
learn this stuff
awful.
later.
I was talking about all the ones you guys had in your transports.
well, next time we go to the ship, bring one of them down. I'll have someone break it down on one.
Tinnitus. Ow.
Have we risked losing a wyvern potentially due to my poor abilities?
Ineptitude.
I didn't want to put it that way.
That'll be flying beside you. It's not going anywhere.
Artemis can fly right now. That's fair. It's probably better to wait till we're back at a stable base before, trying to learn.
Or could he mount on Bartimus?
Why not?
Anyone could mount Bartimus.
I don't know if he was too small or not.
Nope. And besides, Bartimus is smaller than Norval Wyvern
Okay.
by quite a lot.
I better control the Bartimus, so when I give it a shot.
I don't think I can think of an excuse to refuse any longer.
Barnabas
why
is not a standard mount. Making checks would make no sense.
No.
So they can manage it whatever, and it'll be correcting all your mistakes. Because it's an intelligent creature.
Artemis is under his control. It would be far
Perfectly and
different
holy.
than writing something that isn't under control. I can't speak to animals. It's very unfortunate.
There's only wildlife around.
None that maintain as your huge ass warband marches through.
If anything, I was just go out there, use my whip to shackle it and tame it real quick.
And there's no mountable things running around at the moment.
It's fine, Vastnir. Just
There's
teach you this
there's
and
3,000
learn
fucking people
far
walking
later.
around and flying around.
A little bit later.
Shit.
It's not like we don't. It's not like I'm in any sort of rush. It's just to kill some time. Plus, you're going to be busy with your training. I say, regretfully.
Whack.
There isn't any sort of Jedi mind tricks I can do to just try to avoid attacks.
I don't know what you got.
I don't know. Cheat, read his mind, see where he's going, know what he's trying to attack, and then dodge out the way.
Probably,
That's
but
second nature at this point.
probably yeah. But at the same point in time, you're against a trained combatant, so they're able to pivot.
It's, he dodged out of the way. But I stab forward. You dodge out of way to the left. I'm going to move the sword to the left and smack you.
Ah,
Or just spins and whacks you at the back end of it.
Yeah, that too.
I
And when he has a shit ton of reach, it's kind of like, ow, god damn it, I get hit so much.
can't stop this. I'm just gonna get hit. Just
You are
accept.
probably
it.
going to get hit less than
Just
I do.
accept it. Will I?
Probably. Just because of your ability to cheat, you are probably going to get less hit than me.
But cheating isn't training.
Exactly.
Cheating undermines
It's
the point of
training for you.
Would you like to come take my place?
I'm not a rogue. I ain't planning on being one. Just get randomly smited by just a fucking hammer. Not hammer, but a mace just dropping out of the sky doing. Oh, let's see. 3d8 plus 2d6 plus 3. Fuck off. I'm not even joking. That's what the fucking thing is up to by now. What the fuck? It's amazing. Very boring, you, James. Maybe just been awake for like 50 hours by now.
Actually, James just woke up. Not too
Ah,
long
so
ago.
he just woke up. That's the morning yawn.
So it seems as though there's been a lapse in the amount of things people want to do in character stuff.
He's just been shining shoes for like a half hour by now.
Listen, I have a fast forward button. I just haven't pressed it yet.
Yeah, I've already dictated what I'm going to be doing with each of the different characters over the entire time we're there. Which with Dylan or with Ragnar, it's just arguing religion. With Vashnir, it's talking about combative styles and how best to actualize them. And with Jodak, it's, hey, are you really okay?
There's also something I could ask Ragnar about. Being a cleric.
Can't be demon now. Hooray!
Yes.
There's a UA option. That's the I don't know if you would know about it.
The what option?
Just
UA.
Unity domain.
The what domain?
Unity.
The Unity domain? No.
Clerics.
There.
I feel like this is more mechanical and not like people talking.
It's a protective class.
Yes, that is people talking, not actual character talking.
Yes, but if I wanted to learn about clerics, I have to go to him.
I have no idea what the fuck this is, so I have no help. You come to me, I go and say, that sounds interesting. I have no idea what you're talking about. Have a good day, my lord.
I think he's going to you to learn about clerics, and then he's going to ask Eric later on about being a Unity domain cleric.
I would have to look at it.
You about it.
I haven't
Good,
yet.
okay.
Don't want to right now.
Not all knowledge has to be fighting.
So in other words, it's an excuse for how he knows what he knows later. Okay.
If he becomes a cleric.
So I could dip my toes in the water with what I have around me, and then like I could choose one or the other.
Be an ill
So
rigger.
either hell or heaven. Okay.
Ill riggers are
Rigger is in hell.
You
Just
are
I am.
still doomed.
I'm not from the hells.
Are you sure about that? Because I'm not sure you aren't.
Because I could
He's not
talk
from
to
the
you and I
hells.
could talk to Trinket
From the
about more
abyss.
information.
Also then.
Or say fuck it and dip into each one of them. Just for
Ah,
fun.
don't multi-class more than fucking twice, dude.
I know, I'm just fucking with you.
You have 20 levels, and each and every single one is a different class each and every time.
He is the
How do you
cantrip
do this?
master.
How?
He is a cantrip master and sucks at everything else.
Yep.
He's the barbarian who can't rage, the wizard who can't cast spells, and everything else.
It's not like there's too many classes to actually be able to choose, so.
There's
If there is
9
aught
or
else,
10 now.
I suppose I will hit the fast forward button.
So- Yep, do it.
Unless there is anything people want to do along the march. Or things that have cropped up in real life.
I mean, the only thing I could say is while still training the people who are under me to train, they're not being treated nice.
And I'd probably
Is
also
there
be
any
training
way
them
to
in to
make
use a
acid
pole
or
arm.
something? Acid in vials, something? Like have it just have my mace just drip acid onto little vials so we can stockpile them?
Due to the nature of how your thing works, the stuff disappears after.
Yes, I figured, yes.
Yeah, it's magic.
You stock
thought
up
it
on
was
more
funny,
wyvern
okay.
venom.
It comes from
Yes, I can
nothing,
milk the
returns to
wyverns.
nothing.
Really,
It's
that's a
assumed you
handler
guys
show.
have enough of that.
We can milk the wyverns for their venom.
And most people, well, most of the time it is. But
I
you have
wanna
people
learn
who
to
do
ride a
that
wyvern.
and don't
I
normally
want to
die.
be a wyvern rider.
Normally.
I want to
Okay,
be
if
a
you're telling me
wyvern
that,
rider.
I can. If you tell Vashner that, he can fly up and fly beside you.
If you're actually breaking out the wyverns, are you bringing Jodak over there as well?
And if he wishes to learn, I could teach him about at the same time.
I might as well.
And during the months, I'm also teaching us at least get 20 or 30 men to fight one-handed polearm.
Oh,
You should
fucking
also
shit.
probably make sure that there
Fucking
are.
shit. Oh,
people who
fucking
can-
shit.
You should probably also make sure that there are plenty of extra wyvern riders who are also trained for it, so you know
Well, I'm
Yeah.
if you're
just
breaking them out.
all right. So
If you're
things
doing it
suddenly got
anyways.
a lot more dangerous for Jodak and Tadori.
It's gonna be a small amount at a time. I'm not teaching like a full class. Cause if somebody falls, that's a
But that's a let's actually have this on screen. So probably during a few of the nights, whenever things have stopped and the march
Gotta
is
give the
resting.
DM something to do.
Well, otherwise I'm just sitting here playing on my phone. Like,
I know. That's why I'm giving you something to do.
well, it's fine.
Yes,
If
that's a good point for me. I can actually teach somebody.
as a DM, if I can sit here and do nothing, and you guys are taking care of it, it means the world works. No?
I have crinkles. I'm gonna mute. Yes, it's true.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Okay,
Probably start with some low flying and stuff, or getting the hang of
But-
everything, how everything feels.
but all right. So you grab one of the old wyvern keepers. They get their own like dedicated mount, and then you bring a couple of them out to the outskirts. As you guys get nearer, these are semi-domesticated, but they are absolutely still motherfucking wyverns. Like, that stinger looks sharp, the teeth look like they are hungry, and everything else about it is still very much a wild creature. Except
Whenever
it's
like
not.
a tiger. They're never fully domesticated.
It's kind of like that. But
It's hungry enough, it'll eat you too.
they do have the necessary things on them for people to ride, like saddles and various means of control.
Mm-hmm.
So,
How dumb are these wyverns?
yes.
I'm not even
Not
gonna try
sentient
to.
like dragons.
They are
Aren't
not
dragons
smart.
Smart.
Dragons are pretty damn smart.
Ragnar has volunteered to be medic. He's
You're
just sitting
just-
there watching you people. Be
Yeah.
stupid.
But,
Just waiting like a medical kit.
okay. Vashnia, you say what you want to do and want them to do. And then I'll have them make the necessary rolls to see if they do it, or if we're going to be spending the next week in medbay.
Are we currently grounded at the moment?
Yes.
Alright, make sure everybody's fashioned, strapped up correctly. Feet in the saddles.
Mm-hmm.
And Ragnar definitely has Spare the Dying just readied.
Okay,
Can
we're
I
like on
reach
the we're not
saddles?
on the ship, we're on like the actual ground, correct?
You're on the
Yeah, I know.
ground
I
near
went
the
down there.
outskirts. Trying from the ship would be like, okay, I am Mama Bird. Leave the nest. Fly or die.
And I'm pretty much just like hopping on Barmish, showing the proper handling techniques. How to steer.
But I'm assuming that means get them airborne and say, hey, do this thing. Yay or nay?
Yeah, we'll start with some lower elevation flying.
Alright. Just because there's really no other stat or check for taming things, I need you both to roll an animal handling.
Thing I'm really not good at. Cool.
Yeah,
guess
you're
it's
both
negative
high
stat.
wisdom characters, right? Right? It's not like this is a motherfucking wyvern that you are trying to fly.
I'm
Too much
mid-tier.
wisdom with my dump stat.
Wait, what? Wait, so much your dump stat? Oh no, you're all dead.
No,
Strength
it
was
wasn't. Strength
Strength was
was.
my dubstep.
Ah,
I accept this.
19.
Hey, some more camaraderie. Thaddeus, our dubstep is the same.
Yep.
So what's your roll?
I have a
Negative
question.
19.
Before I
You don't
tell
need to roll.
No.
You've got this. And
Thaddeus
besides,
has a
you're on
question.
Bartimus and not a wyvern.
What level are we? Level.
Uh,
8.
Okay, that doesn't matter. That matters. So psychic energy die. If I fail something, I can roll a die to try to pass.
Do you know if
Just
you
roll it
fail?
now.
Is it like after you see if it's a failure or a success? Or is it just on the roll?
After you roll, if you fail.
Okay, so it's after you see if it's failure or success. Understood.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
I have a
And I'll
13.
have to
thus that he did fail.
adjust degrees of failures. So what James and Thaddeus? What die roll?
Thaddeus said he had a 13.
13 and a.
I want to wait to see what he has.
Well, what you get, champs?
At one. Hehehe.
I got a 9.
Ah. All right. So they take off. Jodak, this isn't. Okay, there's a lot more force than you were expecting. So you're kind of like knocked a bit off kilter. Tadori, the same thing happens to you, except it's a little bit more catastrophic. So, Jodak, you're sitting there kind of like pressed into the saddle. Tadori, you're sitting there with one of the saddle straps saving you from oblivion. As you're just kind of hanging on for dear life around the side now.
Bop, 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 bop.
He's hanging off the side of it.
Yes.
You all right there?
You want to fly next to him and pull him back on it.
Okay, so Tadori, you may make your whatever you think is appropriate to climb on the back of this thing correctly and fix yourself check with advantage.
I think acrobatics.
That sounds fine.
$25 on a natural 20. I don't want to die.
You don't plummet to your death.
Yay.
We're only flying about like maybe 10 to 15 feet in the air.
Well-
Like I said, we're going to be flying low.
Well, you say that. These riders don't really know how to control that, so...
Okay.
He can use his
Gotcha.
wyvern to make sure that they don't go up too far. It's like
What are you gonna do? Hit him with a stick?
flying over them, making sure they don't actually, go up too far. There are methods.
I just mean, what's your method of stopping a wyvern that wants to go that way?
Stab it with a sucker.
Being there above them.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't actually go above that.
But
I do have my whip.
catastrophe ended, it seems. They're in the air. They both look a little bit frazzled, for reasons which may be obvious.
Ragnar is watching
That's
very
good.
interestingly from the ground.
At this point, I'm probably in between them. And I'm going to direct him how to fly lower. Gotta get him closer to the ground.
Yeah, I don't want to be this high, but it kind of doesn't give a shit what I want.
Accurate.
Okay. Fly up between both of them, grab the reins, and start pulling them down. Not fast, just like in a softer, decent descend.
They're not completely wild. You managed this.
It's not listening.
Too bad. So sad.
Why? Why did I agree to this?
Because you're an idiot. Well, I didn't say nothing.
Yeah, it'll be worth it later.
Don't think I didn't hear that.
You can also hear him cackling from the ground.
Because flying in a 3D space at high
hard.
speeds is actually very,
Next
very,
step.
very beneficial.
Bashner, you're ahead of me. I don't know what happens next.
People weren't made to fly.
I know what happens next. I just gotta tell them we'll make chicks.
Okay, we're gonna practice on some more maneuvering.
Oh God!
So now you want them
Kinda
to
like crazy,
move.
just like yes, since we're in the air, we need to learn how to direct them.
All right,
Not just up or down, but left and right.
forward, backward.
Oh,
Not doing any
fuck.
twirls.
Fuck.
Roll the
And
dice.
we're gonna start at a slower pace.
What do you want me to roll?
Same dice. It's the only dice you can roll here. They really don't have like mount in this edition.
Did you send me a PDF of mounts?
Beast handler.
I don't know.
Yes, I don't know.
You did.
Thaddeus,
Matt was talking about
Go
it
ahead.
today. Saying about beast
I have
handler.
a 19.
Wow. And the other guy?
5.
It is time for extreme speed. Jodak's over there. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This way.
Let
Tadori.
me go catch
Yeah. Kink.
You. Gone.
Sorry, you okay?
So, the only thing you are getting from Tadori's mental link is just.
What are these things? 80 speed? Fast as fuck, I
Yeah.
know.
I have no idea what Barton's speed is. We never went over it.
Equivalent.
He's gonna go catch him.
Yeah.
You go do that. Have fun.
We should leave him here for alone, son.
Holy shit, it did a spin! Why the fuck did it do a spin? Why am I here?
Cause you're
Just gotta
suicidal.
calm down and not grab so hard. It's not that hard.
Hey Jodak, you're
I'm trying to whip
the instructor man has now left you alone here. There's still the other guy, but like he's not as invested in your personal safety. I need you to make another animal handling check. It is 80 feet. These things are fast as fuck.
Yeah, they are.
So that's a 3.
Yeah.
Extreme speed the other way.
Can I use my psychic die to change that? Maybe.
Isn't your psychic die just like rolling a d6 to hopefully fucking pass?
Yeah.
So
It
the
may
max
be
you
a
can get
slightly
is a
different
9?
direction. 3 is pretty extreme failure.
Down on the ground, Ragnar just kind of has a moment, just pause, and it's like, snaps his fingers. I should have given them a death ward.
Thanks.
It's a 1 anyway, so it's just a 4.
Okay.
If they ever come back down.
So Jodak, you're just gliding very quickly over a lake because the wyvern thought it would feel cool. Tadori, you're over there near a bunch of trees, yeah, with Vashnir on your heels. How do you try to bring a stop to this? Either of you, any of you, whoever wants to try to make this not continue.
I know how to ride a horse, so he's going to instinctively try to use the same fucking logic of riding a horse and just pull back on the reins to get it to stop.
It flies upwards.
Accurate.
I know!
So now he's going higher.
Oh shit, that's not what I wanted.
It's going into spin as well.
Not quite there yet. Give it time. Vashnir trying really hard. You can probably catch up to that one, but the other one, I don't know what's happening. He's just over a lake at this point in time.
Has he even noticed?
Who?
That Bastion even noticed that the other one went AWOL?
Probably not yet, but he will.
How do you control this thing?
Very carefully.
I'm just.
I think
I've
that's to
seen
you,
how
Vashnir.
Vashnir fought. It was to Vashnir.
Did Medina walk away?
I was can I hear him from this far away?
Here,
Mentally.
He has a mental link with you.
You gotta be careful.
Got a mile away yet.
Don't pull too hard. You gotta pull with just enough force.
I didn't
Don't
do
pull
it.
don't pull too hard as you see Tadori just yank on the fucking reins.
Woo.
Yes, because unlike a horse, horses cannot fly. Someone's
Everyone's
pulling
got a
up, you
mental
pull their
link,
neck.
right?
We should.
Yeah, okay. You just hear Ragnar down the ground. You know, if you two ever manage to come back to the ground alive, I'll give you two a death ward. I don't know if it'd actually help you any, but I don't know. It might make you feel better.
I'm close enough for me to hear you.
I'm
At
transmitting it
this
to you
stage.
just so you feel just as
he's
annoyed
keeping
as
the
I-
Monte Carlo open.
Yep.
Okay, we should let's ground you two when we get a chance. We'll try to do the handling of that too.
Why am I going higher? Why am I going higher?
Okay,
Why am
so
I
it
going
sounds
higher?
like Vashnir is catching up to Dory's.
He's gonna grab the reins again.
So you make an animal handling. Jodak, you doing anything, or are you just like here?
Trying to push it towards the ground.
All right,
Whether
so
it's pushing on his neck, pushing his head, trying to turn it, trying
make
to
an
move.
animal handling check as you're trying to make it go down over a river.
A lake.
Yes.
Preferably
Are
not
you in
a
heavy
lake.
armor? By
Oh,
any
natural
chance?
20. Cool, for 21.
Okay, well, that's the most unfortunate natural 20 you've ever rolled. Because it will follow your instructions.
Then you said I need to make
Into
one
a
as well.
lake.
You need to make an animal handling to stop this other guy because they're not a, magically summoned mount from...
21.
Yeah. Okay. So, Dodori, you're
Plus 16
screaming.
in my head.
And
Mentally, not outwardly.
listen,
There's only one person that can hear that.
Multi-call transferred to everybody.
You shut up. You can't do that. I know you can't do that.
Faster, you managed to grab a hold of it, convince it to slow down and return to like normalcy. Jodak, yours is just like, you're correct. It is time to fish. And it goes into a dive. Put my dice away because I didn't think I was going to need them. So the DM
So
put
he's
my
gonna
dice
hit
away.
the water at high speeds.
Oh, man.
That's
Oh,
gonna
cool.
knock the fuck out of you.
So you see it do the like predatory bird thing where the talons get into like a grabbing position. Goes down into the lake, submerges itself, hold the fuck on, make probably a check to see how well you do so. If you think one is more appropriate than athletics, do tell me. Otherwise, make that one.
Can I make an acrobatics?
What's
Can
your
you
garden
describe
make
how?
acrobatics?
Because this is just a bunch of water trying to force you away from something.
Hook my leg up in the reins.
Acrobatics to contort yourself in such a way to where the force can't push you because you're stuck in the thing.
Yes.
Okay. There will probably be
He's
consequences
skipping
for
a
this
stone.
action, but it may work.
Better than athletics, which I have a 0 in.
Oh no, you've never seen a rodeo, have you?
No, he
First
has
hand.
not.
Right now.
I know where this is going.
What number is
I know
that?
where this is
4.
going.
That's 11.
11? Okay.
That's 11.
You kind of just scrunch yourself up as much as possible, get all the ropes where you think, yeah. And then it crests back up out of the water. You're kind of like stuck kind of sideways now. You're on it. You're not falling off, but proper movement's going to be very difficult. You look down though, and it has caught a pretty big fish.
Well, maybe if you're lucky, it's just gonna
Is it
go
a
and
trout?
land to eat.
They're so talented. Is it a trout? Yes.
That's a callback from a very long time ago, and you know it.
The wyvern has acquired snack. So, Jodak, you're in a spot of bother here.
Ash dear, what do I do?
That. You don't do what you just did.
No. I'll try to pull myself back up.
Is it just his foot? That's only. Is he hanging by his feet?
He's kind of finagled it to where he's kind of knotted in there. He's probably going to need to make another check to undo his check.
Make another
You're
check
gonna have to
do my
untangle
check.
yourself out of that situation. But I'm gonna show don't
Fuck,
RDB
do
yet.
I slow this bird down?
I'm gonna grab the reins and show him how to properly maneuver.
Okay, so Todori, you get to make a animal handling with advantage. Jodak, do you want to? Are you trying to unstick yourself?
I'll stick myself without plummeting to my probable death.
Yeah, that is the appropriate keyword there.
Yep.
17.
Still acrobatics, or
Unless you got a better idea.
It was gonna be a 7.
do I have any of my equipment on me?
I would imagine so.
In other words, you're over in a lake with a ton of heavy armor.
He's in medium armor. It's still possible for him to save himself.
Mm-hmm.
You can swim in medium armor?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you don't just like die. It's gonna be difficult, but if you're in heavy, you're bye.
If you're in plate armor, you're screwed.
Half plate is really bad, but it's on you in such a way to where if you really need to get it off, you can.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Plate armor, you just fucked.
So Todori, it's obeying your commands. Jodak, I need your check.
I have a 22
Cool.
acrobatics.
Oh,
get-
so it doesn't work like a horse. Oh.
You get yourself righted Jodak, and the wyvern actually comes into land, and
Food.
yeah, finagles the fish into its mouth. I need to roll for wyvern, because these are partially domesticated creatures. Oh my god. It vomits a little for you.
Aww. It's so cute.
I'm good, thank you. You can keep it for yourself.
Are you sure you should reject this caring gift?
It's probably not the worst thing you've eaten.
It's probably not, but I don't want to eat some fish head that I was just staring at a minute ago.
But it was such a good
Didn't
gift
say
from
eat,
your
I
new
said
pet.
take.
Would you really reject this offer from your new best friend?
This actually goes to, like, if you looked at the beast heart things that I sent, it's like, this is a wild animal. It's doing its thing because I don't really know. So, like, it may be trying to parent you somewhat. Which is significantly better than seeing you as an adversary. So you might want to just, like, take it. Just saying.
You probably should accept the gift, or maybe the next time you ride one, it may be a little less pleasant than this one.
I guess I'll accept this gift.
Okay,
Thank
it-
you for your gracious gift, oh wonderful wyvern that tried to drown me.
It doesn't speak common. Then it sits there ready to be remounted. It's not flying off.
It was waiting for me. So I might as well try to steer it back to where the handlers or its cage or its transport is. So I can call this a day.
Animal handling. You have bonded over fish. The spirits know this. Let us see what the dice is.
That one, let's re-roll that. That's better. 18.
That's the appropriate dice after bonding over fish.
But just the spirits wanted the nat 1. I want that to be a thing.
Now they wanted it to be 18 because they know he can re-roll. Otherwise it would have been a net 1 and a second one. But they did want to instill fear.
That's actually fair enough.
That is very fair.
Okay, you had your
I
big
got it.
excursion there. Now, though, it's actually behaving quite well. You get the idea. Maybe it was just actually hungry.
I got a,
Fair point.
I think it was either a 17 or a 19, by the way. On my advantage.
Just for the sake of it, because this is a somewhat militant, like, operation here, these things would be marked in some way, shape, or form. So if you wanted to, you could find the same ones again.
Yay.
I'm gonna need to think of a name for this one.
Same. And we did get one of the cold ones, right?
The blue ones, yeah, that's all you have. You don't have normal ones.
Okay. Okay, good. I wouldn't want a normal one anyway.
Why not? What's wrong with the normal ones?
Because they're not as cool.
But Tish.
Of course, the cold ones are very
Oh,
cold.
what do you want to have normal wyvern?
I was waiting for one of you to walk right the fuck into that.
Into what?
Yes, the cold wyverns are very cool.
Yeah.
But both of the inexperienced riders make their way back to where Ragnar is waiting. And Vasnir as well.
Don't
But
try
that was never a
to
question.
Stop it by pulling on the reins. Got it.
Good job.
Oh. How do you get it to slow down? That's all I need to know. How do you get it to slow down?
Ask it nicely. I mean,
He can't understand
worked
us.
for me a little bit.
Ashnir's
As
over
I'm
near
still
you,
on
isn't it?
Bardem. As I'm still on Bardem. Alright. I'll hop on one of the wyverns. Since they
Barnabas feels slightly betrayed.
It's because they're
Very bad.
more wild. Bartimus will listen at all times.
Well, Barnabas can understand what you say. Big difference.
Okay, so what are you trying to do
Oh,
on
yes,
this
but if I tell him
wyvern?
to slow down, he'll slow down these if they go too fast.
Also,
And
like,
you have to make them slow down. That's
which
what I'm
one?
getting at.
Also, you could just die
Other
right
one's fine.
now and just.
the wyvern Tadori had or the wyvern Jodak had?
The door.
Okay.
And I'm just like, you just get on it and just lightly pull. Don't pull too hard and just like show him like I'm just flying.
Okay. I
10
have
feet.
to make you roll dice because Bartimus has spoiled you.
One, not one. Yeah.
I do not believe you will do poorly, but you've been playing with a cheat code.
17 plus 6.
Excellent. He does what he wants.
Oh, that's really fast.
Then I'll like fly as fast as I can get this thing to go. Do a wide turn, come back, and like show him like slowly pulling on it. It's
Huh.
kind of like up and a little sideways, so it has to like turn a little bit.
80 feet, so if you really want to set this thing to go mode, that's 160 feet around.
Or just going fast enough where I get like at full speed and just slowly show it slowing down.
Hmm.
Hmm.
We have a lot to learn. As I look at
A lot.
Jodak.
I don't think I can do that. I don't think I
I
will
think
be
I
able
can
to
do
do that
that.
anytime soon.
Well, we got
You
plenty
don't
of
have to
time.
go at full speed. I just wanted to show you.
Mechanically, if you guys continue to work on this, it wouldn't be proficiency in animal handling, it'd be using that to eventually get proficiency in
Wyvern riding.
wyvern
Wyvern.
riding, which would be its own thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are going to be, or at least I can't speak for him. I am going to be adding that to my repertoire of things being done over the time it takes us to get to Diakov.
Okay. Are you gonna work on it the entire trip? Because y'all have a long way to go.
I'm going to work on it until I know I can do it. And do
Okay.
it well.
The other one?
Same as well.
Ragnar, you want to get in on this?
Ragnar's not going to tempt death.
Okay.
But Ragnar will offer death wards to people. He's not entirely sure if it will actually go and work as intended, because that's a long way to fall.
Okie dokie.
If they fall, if somebody falls, Vashner will fly down and pick them up before they hit the ground, hopefully.
Well,
But
Thaddeus
you know what?
has the
It'll
fucking-
make them feel better.
Well, he's
Thaddeus
giving
has the
people death
carpet.
forts.
After what?
You have the carpet,
Oh right, I have the flying carpet.
dumbass.
Feet on the carpet. I forgot about that.
Death fort actually legitimately will stop you from going splat. So assuming that that's the case, nothing really should occur that shouldn't be possible to repair.
I was merely stating if both of us fall off at the same time, you can save yourself and he can come save me.
I can't save myself because
Carpet!
Carpet!
yes, but I need to take the carpet out of the portable hole. You can't do that in midair.
Actually, the fact that that's in
Why
a
did you
portable
put it
hole
in a
means it's
portable
kind of
hole?
difficult. Because it has a nice landing zone and it's convenient.
That's so stupid!
Looks like mechanically.
It looks cooler whenever you just toss something on the ground and then VTOL out of it like a champion. Other than getting a rolled up thing out of a bag.
You're gonna die.
No, I'm
You
not.
could always go and take it out for the, situation.
Regardless, assuming that proper care is being taken on all sides. Time spent going that way, you both can have it. It's proficiency, just because it is a mounted thing and it's a living creature. I have to say it's wisdom based.
Yeah.
But y'all can have that.
Efficiency in wyvern riding.
And for the fuck of it, Vashner, if you want it, you can have it too, but meh.
That's +5.
Alright. So, travel. there's no real major altercations along the way. Eventually, you guys do pass into Diakov, and you come upon a few battlegrounds, like the remains of battlegrounds, and there's a fair amount of bodies just left to the elements. Just because shit happens. But eventually you're 3 fucking sky ships, couple thousand, few thousand, 4, few thousand troops make it into your, at this point in time, relatively puny keep of Nightbringer Hall. Looking it over whenever you get there, it looks like it's maybe seen a small skirmish or two, but most of the actual, like, it hasn't been sieged. You can tell.
Well, we didn't siege it when we took it over either.
Well, it doesn't really have the greatest defenses to really take it.
Yeah.
It'd be a big building project.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and call session here with you guys
Making it to Nightbringer.
making it your way to making it to Diakov, and once again, for some of you, returning to the place that Vashnir actually is lord of.
I am a lord here too now, with the other guy.
Oh, hey, I am a noble.
Yeah!
Ah,
You've been knighted!
Fucking
I don't know
dorks.
what to do about this.
Alright. Till next time.